Welcome back to Man Down Sports, man. As you can see from the thumbnail, we're recapping the Knicks and the Indiana Pacers game. And you can see that I just got finished enjoying a Halliburton pack. That's why I was a little bit late. The Holly pack kind of put me on my tail for a minute, but I'm good to go now, man. I had to get right, man. I had to get right. So this will be a good show, man. It's not just the post game. We go over some other things that's kind of been on my mind that I want to share with y'all. So appreciate y'all waiting on me and everybody that's in here. I see Mikey Brass in here. I got one moderator. How many moderators I got in here? Moderators, let me know who in the house. I see. I need to make Simply Hot Takes a moderator. I'm gonna give you a wrench today, Simply. We got Mikey Brass. We got one moderator in there. That's good for right now. Until we get up to about 200, I mean, at least need about 4 moderators in here to watch the chat. What's up, SWAT? What's good, bro? Jeffrey, what's good, man? Yeah. Two moderators right now. 2 moderators. All right, Greg Anderson, my dog, man. Where you been, dog? Where Greg Anderson been? I ain't seen Greg in a minute, man. Where you been hiding at? Oh man, good. All right, man. I think, but look, let's just go ahead and start right away with. I mean, first of all, I don't know if the Indiana Pacers were trying to. I hope they don't think they this good that they could just throw a game, and not like purposely throw it, but like relax and take their foot off the gas. And oh man, it's in New York, man. We go close them out at home. I guess they're assuming that whatever energy we couldn't get muster up ourselves, like we couldn't get ourselves up for this game. We up 3-1, right? It takes a different type of mentality to keep your foot on the gas like that when you're so far ahead of somebody, right? You naturally tend to want to slow down or taper off a little bit. So coming to New York, you got 2 mindsets. You know they backs against the wall, and they're going to come out scratching and clawing, and they're going to be at home, and their home audience. Anything they do early that looks like it can get to a victory, the crowd's going to get behind them, and then now you got that as an opposition. You got a scrappy team, and you got momentum going their way, and you got the crowd going their way. And a lot of times when the crowd does that, it's just human nature for the referees to kind of go with the momentum a little bit, right? That's why home court advantage is such an advantage, right? So it's not just the crowd, it's the human element of the referees as well. So they, knowing all of that, showed up, and it could have went 2 ways. One, we want this game. It's in New York. We know they're gonna be scrapping. We know we're gonna have to really do some heavy lifting and really take a lot out of us to get this game. But let's go ahead and close them out and get this game. Or you can come in and say, yeah, we want this game. We want to play hard. However, I mean, if we lose, we get to go back home and close them out. And we know it just goes shift, and then we'll have the momentum, and then all of that good stuff, and we'll come out ready to go in that game. I mean, we got 3 games to win 1. I think we're okay if we don't win this. Like subconsciously, that probably was going on, right? That's what I could think. That's what it looked like, right? Because for Halliburton to come out here, and I don't know if he was being passive. I do know that they allowed a little bit more from the defensive end as far as physicality, and they was picking him up, near half court, picking him up very high. And it was a very physical game both ways. A lot of pushing, a lot of body contact, a lot of reaching in. I mean, it was a rough game, right? Just watching it, I'm like, man, I don't even know what offense they running. It looked like, I don't know if y'all ever seen Scarface when they was playing ball at the refugee prison. And when it was like it looked like it was 25 on 25 on one court, all Cuban all Cuban players. They were prisoners. I mean, they was playing like 20 on 20. I mean, it was just a chaotic game, right? That's what that Knicks and Indiana game looked like. It looked chaotic. It looked chaotic, man. But that was letting them play. And yeah, man, I don't know what got into the Pacers, but I do want y'all to hear Pascal Siakam, having an exchange with a reporter that was asking him questions. I played that for you. While I get that ready, won't y'all hit the like button and hit the share button as well? Do all of that. And if you're not subscribed and this is your first time here or second time, whatever the case may be, hit the subscribe button, but hit the like button right now.
Talking about they played harder than us. It's okay. We played hard, but they played harder. What's your point? I don't get it.
My point is, you're saying you got out fought, and I'm saying
that happens in the game, though. That's basketball. You're good. You're good, bro. You're looking for something. I know. But damn. No. But I'm telling you though. I told you. What else you want me to tell you? Well, what about you? Tell me. So go ahead. Who's this guy? Who's this guy? What's your name, bro? Oh.
So the reporter's asking him, man, how is it that y'all came out and got outplayed and got out hustled by the New York Knicks? Like, how is it possible that y'all came out and got outplayed? And Siakam's answer was like, I mean, what do you mean? Like, they play harder than us. And he was like, yeah, but why? Like, what you like, give me an answer. Like, why did they play harder than y'all? Like, it has to be an answer. Like, did y'all go out partying? Like, he didn't say this, but like, he's implying that there's something that you can point to. It has to be something. It's something that you can point to tell us why New York played harder than Indiana. What is it, Pascal? Tell me what it is that Indiana didn't do or did that allowed New York to outplay them. And Siakam was just like, dude, I don't have an answer for you. Like, it's just simply they outplayed us. Like, they played harder than us. All right. But I guess it is kind of a decent, it's a good question to ask. I don't know if it's a good question to keep pressing once he give you the initial answer. Okay, you didn't get what you wanted. You didn't get something that you can go back and write on. So move on. But to keep pressing on it, I don't think it was something that needed to be pressed. But I mean, the initial question, cool. Yeah, like, yeah. Like, why do you think y'all got outplayed? You know, if he don't offer you anything, all right, let it go. He don't offer you anything. But you know, maybe his editor or his boss is like, man, you keep coming back from them press conferences with nothing. maybe he under a little bit of pressure. You know what I mean? He needed something. He needed something, man. You know what I mean? So other than that, I don't understand what he was trying to get at. But I mean, it's a decent question though. Like, but I think it's obvious. Their backs against the wall. They're down 3-1. They're at home. We expected them to come out very, very aggressive and fighting. Right. But I think anyone who have seen what Indiana has been doing this series would probably expect them to be able to match that at least match it. And I don't think they did. I don't think they matched it. And definitely not Halliburton with 8 points and taking only 7 shots. Like we've been getting on SGA one game in game 3 when they got blowed out by 40 something where he only took 13 shots. However, he didn't play the fourth quarter and probably didn't play all of the third either because that game was like blown out in by halftime. Right. They gave it a go in the third quarter to see if they could get something started, and then they started resting people. Right. So him taking 13 shots, okay, yeah, I guess I can understand that. But when Anthony Edwards did it, like we really got on Anthony Edwards for not being too aggressive or not being aggressive enough and only taking 13 shots. But we looking at Lord have mercy, Halliburton, and he took 7 shots and had 8 points, 2 for 7, 8 points. Right. So that's I guess that's alarming, but at the end of the day, they still got control of the series. It's 3-2. They're going back to Indiana with a chance to close it out. I think that'll be interesting. What what else I wanted to say? Oh yeah, but watching these two teams play, right? Let's say Indiana advances to the finals, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, okay, your best player is either Siakam or Halliburton, right? Your best player is either Tyrese Halliburton or Siakam. And Siakam is somewhat of a wild card because he is he's a very unique matchup in that he's 6'11 with some decent guard skills, definitely good small forward skills. Right. So he's got power forward size, 6'11, and he dribbles, puts it on the ground, can shoot the jump shot, can shoot the mid range, can throw runners. He can get you with his back to the basket a little bit if we get a mouse in the house. He's a peculiar matchup, and I think he's deceptively strong as well. I don't see him getting pushed around a lot. So he looks thin, but I just don't see him getting pushed around a lot, man. So I would love to see who would get that matchup. Obviously, you would probably think Chet. But Chet is good on closeouts and he can move his feet well enough. I mean, he stayed in front of Randall decent enough when Randall was trying to attack him off the dribble. But then if Randall get all the way to the rim and try to finish, it's a different challenge for 6'8" Randall trying to finish. And 6'11" Siakam trying to finish, who I think is a better ball handler than Randall as well. So I want to know how OKC would attack that. I think they would probably put Holmgren on Siakam, and I think Holmgren would probably have help. And what I was seeing most times in this Minnesota series with OKC is SGA was playing free safety a lot. Like he would completely leave his man, and he gave up some threes by doing it. But he would only do it when Edwards had the ball. So when Ant-Man had the ball, SGA would completely slide all the way to the elbow and just disregard his man. And I never seen that man cut to the basket. He always stood there in the corner waiting for the pass for the three, right? So I thought that was interesting. Yeah, but SGA would slide all the way to the elbow and make sure Edwards wouldn't drive. So I guess that was their game plan. We're not giving Edwards no straight line drives, right? You're going to drive right into another defender. All right. So and that would explain why he kept saying he making the right play. He making the right play because that's the play OKC was saying, no, you're going to have to make that play. Like this drive you want to do, no, we're not going to let you do it because once you start getting a couple of them, your confidence go get up, then your jump shot go start falling. We're good. We'll stop that. You're not going to get into it. Keep passing it to the corner, and they just going to have to keep making threes. And that's why in game 3, McDaniel, DiVincenzo, and Alexander Walker just was knocking threes down left and right. All right, that was not about to allow Edwards to get pretty much nothing at the rim. Y'all can have those threes because in the fourth quarter, I know y'all. I know y'all not superstars and y'all probably ain't built for this spotlight. In the fourth quarter, two things going to happen. The superstar is going to make sure, it's going to be me. It's the fourth quarter. It's my time. And then those guys that aren't the superstars, they're going to get a little tense. And those shots aren't going to fall the same because the game is close. The difference between superstars and players who got a lot of talent, but haven't gotten to the role of being a superstar is mentality. A lot of times, a lot of people don't want that weight on them of missing the shot or having the entire team on your shoulders or failing and all this stuff. They don't want that. They're rather play the side, right? So some people like Scottie Pippen, they got all the talent in the world, but mentally, he is a role player, a co-star at best. Like when he played co-star beside Michael Jordan, that was like him reaching his potential, right? And I think people's potential, because people could do things above and beyond what they're really capable of doing, but they can't do it extensively for a long time, right? Some people can muster up enough of effort and enough strength to do something one time, right? A mother could all of a sudden get the strength to lift her car up if her child was under it for some reason. That's been documented before. That's happened before. You get what I'm saying? Like, some strength comes out of nowhere when you need it. So Scottie Pippen being the number one for the Bulls that first year after Michael Jordan left, that was him going above his potential, and he did it. And he was in the MVP discussion. He led the team to 50 plus wins. They got to the second round of the playoffs, and all of that stuff. But then what happened the next season? No one ever talks about what happened the next season. The next season, they came out flat and was trash, and they came back down to earth. And by the time Jordan came back out of retirement to join the team, they were out of the playoff hunt. And it was only like less than 15 games left. And they was out of the playoff picture. And Michael Jordan came and joined them, and they won enough games to get them into the playoffs. Imagine that. So these guys was about to miss the playoffs that second year. No one talks about that. Look it up. No one talks about that. They was about to miss the playoffs. But my point is this: some people have the talent, they don't have the mentality or the heart to do what people like LeBron, Kobe, Jordan, Shaq, what those guys was enduring and doing for years. For years. Even teams are like that. You see a team get to the championship once: Milwaukee, Denver, Toronto, and then you never see them get back there again. They can't repeat. None of that. Like, oh man, y'all as a team y'all had the fortitude to do it once, but to come back and do it again, y'all didn't have what it took. Y'all didn't have what it takes. Right. So my point is this. No one, I don't know if anyone else on that Minnesota team other than Anthony Edwards have the talent and the heart and the wherewithal and the mentality to be a superstar for like a career. As good as Randall is, I mean, it must be something. I mean, he got all the heart in the world, but I don't know what it is. Like, his consistency gets him in trouble sometimes. And I don't think that's a lack of heart or something like that. First of all, he don't have the talent that Anthony Edwards has. He's really good, but he don't have that type of talent. But but I'm looking at Indiana and I'm looking at the Knicks. So the Siakam thing is going to be interesting on how OKC guards who they want to put on them. Is it going to be a one-on-one straight up? Because it kind of appeared that whoever was guarding Randall, it wasn't a lot of help coming. It definitely was a lot of help when Anthony Edwards had the ball. It's interesting what they're going to do with Siakam. But at the end of the day, same time, Siakam just had 15 points today. He took 13 shots. Relying on him, I don't know if that's somebody you can rely on. Like, once SGA get the cooking, and he's scoring in bunches, and Jalen Williams is scoring in bunches, right? Because we seen them do that 2-3 straight games in a row. Like Anthony Edwards, I'm not Anthony Edwards. SGA had 40, Williams had 34, and then in the closeout game, it was something similar. So we seen them 2 games in a row just cook. So I'm like, if Williams is cooking, SGA is cooking, and then y'all got Holmgren out there doing what he do as a third guy, who's going to accept that challenge and cook right back? Right? Because you can't just cook one game against OKC and then take a game off like the Pacers did tonight. Right? I don't know. I mean, is it gonna be a shot for shot thing with Halliburton? Is OKC gonna let it be a shot for shot? Do Halliburton get the same treatment that Edwards got? Is he gonna get the torture chamber in the Carew show on him? Is he gonna get the that type of treatment where all your screens is gonna be hell because we picking you up full court, we putting the torture chamber on you, and then we're gonna take him off and put the Caruso on you, and then Case and Wallace on you, and then sometimes SGA on you, a little bit of J Will on you as well. Like, could it be that? I would hope so. I would hope they give. I mean, don't take nobody for granted, and say, oh man, there's nobody Edwards caliber on this team, so we'll guard them straight up. No, don't do that, and I don't think they will. But just make sure, don't do that. Give Halliburton the treatment that you gave Ant Edwards. Right? Don't show no mercy. Give him that treatment, and then figure out who go do what. Right? Is it go be Mathurin? Is it go be and they got a lot of guards in Indiana. Halliburton, Mathurin, McConnell. Well, I mean, he's not a threat from scoring, but that's just one of the guards. Nembhard and Neesmith. They full of guards, but they run that 5-man out dribble handoff offense, high screen and roll at the top of the key, dribble handoffs, a lot of dribble handoffs. That's gonna be them dribble handoffs was hard as hell for Minnesota to do. I'm interested to see what Rick Carlisle cook up for his team to handle that. Right. So that's gonna be interesting because judging by this game with New York picking up their physicality and picking up their defense, it looked like the Indiana Pacers wasn't ready for it. So they might have just gave Indiana a favor, giving them a taste of what OKC is capable of doing. Right. They just got a taste of it in this game. So now they know what it feel like. They won't be shell shocked in game one when they come out there. So they might have done them a favor. If New York is going to end up losing this series, I think they just did Indiana a favor. Right. Let me get some of these comments. Thunder about to have so many runouts. Bro, I was thinking that same thing because I was saying how that pressure was making them just throw the ball. But here's the thing. Halliburton had 0 turnovers today, 0 turnovers last game. So he's not a turnover prone guy. Right. But it'll be interesting. And if it's the Knicks, man, Josh Hart, with the pressure he was getting today, man, he was throwing that ball all over the place. I mean, it was horrible. Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of turnovers to be had out there. Let me. Halliburton didn't have no turnovers, but let me see the other guards. Nembhard had 3. Miles Turner had 4. Mathurin had 3. McConnell had 3. Yeah, it was some turnovers to be had out there. Josh Hart 3. It looked like Josh Hart had more. Brunson had 3. Karl-Anthony Towns had 4. So 15 total turnovers is not horrible for New York, and Indiana had a total of 20 turnovers. So that pressure was getting to them. Yeah, they was coughing the ball over, coughing it up. Simply Ball dropping. What's good, my dude? What's good? Simply Ball dropping in the house, man. Go and subscribe to my boy over there, K-Sop, man. Let's get into this Joe Dumars thing though. So I did a show, and this was probably this happened probably during the first round of the playoffs, right? This was the first round of the playoffs when this interview took place, but this was Joe Dumars on the Hoops Genius podcast, which is hosted by a guy named Mo and BJ Armstrong, the former NBA champ, Chicago Bull, not former NBA champ, the NBA champ and former Chicago Bull, right? And he's from Detroit, so I guess he's always had a relationship with Joe Dumars since their playing days. But Joe Dumars used to be working in the front office with Adam Silver, and he was part of the competition committee. He came up with the punishments for certain things and suspensions. He oversaw that whole thing, but he also oversaw like the rules and whether new rules coming in or getting rid of new rules, and so he's probably been in Adam Silver's ear for years about this NBA product, and Adam Silver wasn't budging. And how I know Adam Silver wasn't budging, because I've listened to several interviews of Adam Silver getting asked about the physicality of the NBA. Are we going to bring it back? The most recent example of that was the Kevin Garnett interview, which I covered that as well, right? So you can find that stuff on my channel. But Kevin Garnett just straight up asked him, like, man, like, are we ever gonna get the hand check back or bring back physicality? Like, and he was still in denial, like, man, I don't think physical basketball is the best brand of basketball to watch. And I'm like, man, according to who are you talking to? Tech nerds? People that like basketball and played basketball, or are you talking to people who just got introduced to basketball as an adult? Like imagine you have let's say you got, I don't know, let's just make it an even let's say you got 500 million fans that worldwide that like basketball. I know it's probably more than that, but let's say 500 million. And let's say 100 of them are like diehard older people. I mean, we don't know if they play ball or not, but the old school players or the old school fans, whether it's basketball or football, they got their teams. It's going to be Redskins, Cowboys, 49ers, Knicks, Pacers, Celtics. They got their teams, and that's been their team since before their kids was born. Right? They hate the rival, right? And all of the above, like real fanatics. These are people 50 and above, right? Let's say out of the 500 million fans you got, you probably got 100 million of those, because some of those, some of those people don't make it to 55 and 60, but so it might not be a lot. Let's say 100 million, and then let's say it's 200 million fans of people who actually hooped, who either hooped in high school or hooped their whole life, or hooped in college, or hooped overseas, and maybe even at the NBA level. So just hoopers. Let's say that's 200 million, and then let's say the other 200 million are new fans, like fans that are 12 years and under, or we'll say 18 and under. These new fans that never seen Kobe play live, never seen Jordan play live, and definitely ain't seen nothing from the 70s and beyond that, right? So let's say you got those 18 and under fans. They just new to basketball, so they're learning the game now based on what they're hearing on TV during the games, what they're hearing these podcasts talk about, and these players that they're learning the game. And then you got grown-ups who don't fall in that category of the 50 and over diehard fans from years ago, right? Who don't fall in the category of the 18 and over people who actually hooped, that know the game. They fall in the category of, I'm not above 50, I'm below 50 years old, right? Let's say 45 and under, between 18 and 45, that age group, and I never hooped. I don't know the game. However, something else other than basketball drew me to the game. Those people, like, for example, most of the crowd of people that followed Caitlin Clark from Iowa to the WNBA, those people aren't basketball people. They don't know nothing about the sport. They never watched WNBA, but they're there now because they're one person, and it's not really basketball related 100%. It's because it's an excitement that follows her around, and it's just an excitement around her, right? They get to root for something, but they don't know what she's doing. They can't watch the game and tell if she's better than the person that she's competing against. They can't tell. The only thing they can tell is what they hear and what the stats say, right? Those fans, right? So when Adam Silver is polling these people and talking to these people, it seems like he's talking to those fans and trying to cater to them. And this is the reason why I think that he does that. If I got a 50 and over guy who probably ain't gonna be here 10 years from now, he probably won't be alive, why would I try to cater to that guy? Number one, he might not even be here, right? I'm trying to figure out how to keep this league thriving and strong for the next 25 years. I can't bank on 50 and over. So I can care less what they think for that reason. And for the second reason why I can care less what they think is because they're not going nowhere anyway. They love the game that much, they're not going nowhere. Right? So why try to satisfy them? Right? So that's one thing. All right, the 50 novas you don't have to worry about. Then the guys who actually hoop, the guys between 18 and 40 that actually hoop, they're not going nowhere either. Why would I try to satisfy them? They die hard basketball. They love basketball so much. And there's no other league in America where they can watch. It don't matter how bad the NBA got, we still watched it. We just complaining, but we still watching it. They not going nowhere. But it's the fan that don't know nothing about basketball, and quite frankly, they spend the most money. Those are the ones that are dragging, their kids is dragging them to the game, and they're buying all the drinks and popcorn and candy and fat heads and foam hands and figurines and jerseys, and they're the ones who's Curry, please sign my like. I ain't never took my kid to go worship no basketball player and beg for no autograph. I would jerk a knot in my son for asking for an autograph. I've like, what am I gonna do with an autograph? A shirt with a magic marker signature on it. What I'm gonna do with it? Unless you told me if I get an autograph, I can go sell it for $10,000. That's the only way I would be asking for one. But why would I need one? Right? So I'm not the type of person that's gonna bring my kid there. It's like he know what fan base he's talking to. So when he's talking about physical basketball isn't a good brand of basketball to watch, that's not according to people who played the game and who've been watching the game since the 70s. They're not talking about those, but they're talking about these 18 and under who's still learning the game and getting shaped and molded, and then the grown-ups who never watched basketball coming up as kids, who are just gravitating toward the sport for some other reason other than basketball, but they spend money. And it's a new demographic that they're bringing in. So now their numbers are growing. So when they go and secure these contracts and get these deals, these TV network deals, they can say, we're growing. Look, we're grabbing these new fans, right? And the overseas fans and all this. So the point is, I think Adam Silver was ignoring Joe Dumars for so long until it got really bad. And I think his last straw was last year's All-Star weekend. And he knew it was getting bad. Nobody wanted to watch it. Nobody was excited about it. It's been trash for years. Everybody was complaining about it. Everybody talked about it. Nobody was putting effort out there. Nobody's playing defense. And it's just like that in the real games. And too many threes, and it's just horrible to the point where he asked Larry Bird to come and talk to the All-Stars on both sides to try to convince them to put on a good show and compete. And they still went out there and said, hell nah, lollygag through three. I mean, it was like, I think each team shot like 83s. I mean, it was horrible. It was bad last year when Luka and Jokic was trying to make it competitive by playing defense. Nobody else was playing defense, but Luka and Jokic was like, I'm about to lock up. And I was like, man, this is horrible. And Adam Silver was embarrassed. So I think that's when Joe Dumars was able to convince him to bring back the physicality. And then when you seen after the All-Star break, the fouls that was being called started to taper down. They called less and less fouls. And then when the playoffs started, it was a physical brand of basketball in the playoffs, and people was kind of shocked about it. And then this season happened, and I couldn't tell if there was go back to that until the playoffs started. And when the playoffs started, I was like, oh, it was even more physical this playoffs, and still is, than last year's was. So I noticed it right away. I said they've made an effort to bring back physicality, right? So Joe Dumars talked about it. I did a show about it, but I didn't play the whole thing, right? So I'm gonna play a little bit more for you now, and I'm gonna tell you what I think is about to happen in the league.
So Joe was the executive vice president of basketball operations at the NBA, and he oversaw the development of, in particular, the rules and the interpretation of the rules and the conduct and the discipline. So, whenever certain players would get in trouble, it would be Joe who had to lay down the law. But I have a question for you, because we've been speaking about this on the show over the past week or so. Watching this brand of basketball being played in the NBA playoffs is a significant change to what we've been seeing over the last 9 months. I want to know, Joe, was this your parting gift from the league office, sending out a little memo saying, let the fellas play? You're on the bad boy Pistons. You put together your 4 Pistons. Is this your leaving present to us?
Before I answer that question, Mo, do you like what you're seeing right now?
Oh, I'm loving it. I'm up every day till 6 in the morning watching these games. Come on, man. It's nice to finally see them play.
Well, here's what I say. As these games play out, I've not heard a fan, I've not heard a player, I've not heard a coach, and predominantly I've not heard the media complain about what they're seeing right now. We're playing basketball, man. We're playing some basketball now, and I love it. I love it. What people really want to see is intense competition. They want to see competitive friction out there. They want to see that, man. And that's what sports is. And when you take that away in sports, that's a problem. Because that's why people turn sports on. They want to see that competitive tension. And it's happening in the NBA playoffs right now. And I love it.
That was in the first round. The first round had just started. We probably seen like 3 games, right? When they did their interview, and he was saying, like, don't you love that physicality that we've been seeing so far in the playoffs? Like, don't you love that physical tension, right? And the question was, because Joe Dumars, he's not in the front office anymore. He took the GM job down in New Orleans, right? And I think he's from New Orleans, right? So he took the GM job down in New Orleans. So he left the front office. But the question was, hey, look, man, we've been watching a lot of physicality in the playoffs. Did you have something to do with that before you left? And they all started laughing, right? You know what I mean? They all started laughing, so you know the answer to that. Yeah, I did have something to do. Of course he did, right? That was what he oversaw for the league in the front office, right? So of course he had something to do with the physicality coming back. But he was telling you, like, this is what it always should have been. It always should have been that, right? And don't you love it? Like, I haven't heard any complaints from the media, the players, the fans, none of that. Nobody's complaining. They like it. So what Adam Silver was talking about when he kept saying it's a bad brand of basketball, nobody wants to watch it. You didn't even give these fans a chance to know if they liked it or not. We liked it when we were seeing it back in the day. Why you don't think these new fans would like it? Like, you're not even trying. And of course, they seen what competition really looks like, and they like it. Go figure.
Formula for success in the NBA has never changed. Style of play has. Where you shoot from, is it a low post game? Is it a 3-point game? Is it a half court game? Is it faster pace? Those things have changed. But there are certain things that have not changed. That competitive tension, that defending, that not backing up, that plan for your teammates, like totally invested into winning. Stats don't matter during the playoffs. No one worried about what your numbers are. Those things have never, ever changed for championship teams, for contending teams. And so when you see that and you recognize it, it's a beautiful thing, man. I love it.
How do you see?
So he said it's never changed. The formula for success for contending teams has never changed, right? It's always been what it should have been. It's always been teams competing, like really competing at the highest level. And I don't think, settling for threes and letting analytics and calculators and math and mathematicians dictate how you're going to play basketball, right? At some point, owners, would hire GMs because the owners had the money and they owned the franchise, but they didn't know enough about basketball to build a team from bottom up or from the top down, right? So they hired a GM or president of basketball operations. And the GM's job is to hire everybody and draft everybody and trade for everybody and sign everybody, right? Because that GM is supposed to know basketball, right? So the GM will go out and find a coach. The GM will go out and find players. And they'll build a team based on a certain culture that they build. All right. The owner didn't know anything about that. The GM did. The GMs usually be former players or maybe some players that didn't make it. Or, you know, maybe they was good enough to make it to the league, but not good enough to have a long career. So now they still need to work and make some cheese. Right? They didn't make enough cheese as a player. Right? There'd be somebody like that. We still got them like that. Like Larry Bird went into a president job with Indiana. Danny Ainge is still a GM. Doc Rivers did it. Right? It's a lot of Elgin Bailey. There's a lot of former players who has been GMs. Pat Riley, Phil Jackson tried it after he coached. So he was a player, a coach, and in the front office. Right? So that's what it was. Basketball guys making basketball decisions. The owner signing the checks. At some point, it changed. So just imagine this. Imagine an owner feeling like, you know what? I think I can do this, right? Because I got this analytic guy. These analytic guys came in, and like I'm a billionaire. I know math. I know numbers. So these analytic guys came in who know nothing about basketball, right? But they know math. They came in. This is like around a time where Microsoft Excel got real popular, and people was, you know, heavy into data and statistics and things of that nature. And they start finding out, oh man, if I could do this and boom, 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 like it was a big deal. And people was coming into sports and saying, I can figure out with math what you should do or should not do based on basketball or what you do on the basketball court. I don't know basketball, but I know math. So what I could do, I could come around your team. I could be with them for a year, and I just collect all this data, and I throw it into my my little algorithm and my formula, and out comes the results, and the results will tell you what you need to do piece by piece. According to my calculations, right? After they get all the data, they come back and tell the owner, according to my calculations, this player, when he was in the game, y'all were plus whatever, you know, for the 5 minutes he played. So once I punched that data in here, it told me that if you actually played him 20 minutes, that y'all would actually score more points. So he needs to play more. Oh, also, these corner threes, y'all shot 5 of them. You hit 3. So once I punch that into the data, it's telling me that you probably should shoot 10 of these a game. Okay, well, we'll shoot 10 corner threes again. And they start, all right, well, look, everybody start copying it. I mean, it was like 1 or 2 teams that was heavy into analytics, and then it started getting popular, and then all the teams in analytics. And the next thing you know, they was hiring people like Del Morey. No basketball experience. Like, I don't know where Del Morey came from, but he's a numbers guy. I need to do my research on Del Morey. Do anybody know like where he came from? Where did Del Morey come from? I don't know. How's he a GM? So he was huge in the analytics to the point where he was telling like they wanted to go get Carmelo, and he was like, I don't think we should go get Carmelo. Why not? Well, according to these calculations, he don't take enough threes. He take mid-range. That's the worst shot in basketball. The long 2 and the mid-range is the most inefficient shot in basketball. You would hear people say that on ESPN. Nick Wright and people like that. Like Nick Wright, another guy, know nothing about basketball. How's he a basketball analyst? Never played it. But he's a numbers guy. And he's one of the most recognized names in basketball for numbers. His whole everything he talk about, the whole argument is based on numbers and math and analytics. If you hear someone ever say that the mid-range and the long two is the most inefficient shot in basketball, you should never shoot them. Like Carmelo Anthony told them or told us on this podcast that they told him, you cannot take mid-range, you cannot take long twos, it have to be threes. And he was like, well, what difference do it make? Like, if it go in, it go in. No. More threes you shoot, depending on what the percentage is, it's better to shoot those than it is the mid-range. Like, I can't believe this actually got into the NBA professional sports and people was actually signing off on this. But anyway, what Dumars is saying is that we're moving in a new direction. And I'll let him talk more.
What do you see the future holds for what brand of basketball is going to be most successful in the next 5 years? Like, how do you think the game's going to be played?
B, I think you'll continue to see people play at pace. And I think you will continue to see people emphasize the three. I also would say this. If you look at the top 3 or 4 teams in the league, they have something in common. They're putting 2 bigs out there. They're putting 2 bigs out there.
The bigs are back.
You look at OKC, you look at Cleveland, right? You look at Boston, they'll have Porzingis and Horford out there together. Like, you look at all of these top teams right now, and man, they got rim protectors, and they may have another 7-footer out there. And so I do think that, when we just talked about small ball, I'm not saying that's completely going away, but there is this trend, man. You look up, man, and you might see Adams and Sengun out there. Like it's not uncommon where 5 years ago, B, you weren't seeing that at all. So I do think that there's this trend of, we're going to space the floor and we're going to shoot the three, but man, we need big bodies around this paint right now.
How important is it?
So he's giving you hints. He just came out of the NBA front office. He had Adam Silver ear for years. Adam Silver has just recently yielded and admitted that we went down the wrong path with analytics, with 3-point shooting, and taking the physicality out of the defense and taking defense out of the game, and trying to put more points up for more excitement for casual fans. That was a mistake. We see that now. So the trend, and I don't know, they don't want to do it too fast, but they're doing it bit by bit. The trend is they're going to get back to closer to early 2000s, late 90s type of basketball, but it's going to be the best of both worlds because we do have an exciting game with space and pace, and people being able to shoot the three. But I think it's going to be a variety. I think you'll see some teams that might have a Steph and a Clay on their squad. They might play like Golden State, but everybody's not going to be trying to play like Golden State. You got some teams that got 2 bigs, and they're going to beat you up that way. All right. Everybody's not going to be trying to shoot threes. You got people like SGA who utilize the mid-range, and that he don't put up a lot of threes. And whenever the NBA wants to change the trajectory of which way they're going, they will find a player or a team that represents or that is doing the things that they want to see more of, and that team will get rewarded. That player will get awards. That team will go far in the playoffs, right? They will have favor of the whistle a little bit because they want to make sure that we show the example of what we want so other teams can follow suit. I think a message has been sent out from Adam Silver and Joe Dumars that the league is going in a new direction. And quite frankly, I really honestly think that once people got that memo, that people start selling all their stock in players that was good for the analytic era. That's why Dallas was like, oh, defense coming back. We not rewarding triple-double basketball no more. All right, Luka, give me a defensive player. Give me a defensive superstar. Luka, you're gone. AD, you're in. Because they just told us they're going to start rewarding teams that's doing X, Y, and Z, and they're going to start punishing teams who still playing triple-double basketball, tons of threes up, and analytic stuff. Like, I don't think those teams are going to prosper no more, or those players. Right? They're not gonna help and aid them with superstar calls and stuff like that. They're gonna have an uphill battle to fight, and we're gonna help these guys that's playing the way we want the league to be played. That's what I think is going on. But continue.
To build rosters that kind of match the style of play and the pace of play that everyone else is doing, versus building your own identity and playing your own brand of basketball that might be different to what everyone else is doing. But if it works, everyone will then start to try and copy you.
Exhibit A to what you're talking about is Shea Gilgeous. Shea, most likely the MVP, you would say. Not
So this was remember in the first round of the playoffs when this was recorded. He said the example of what you're talking about, because the question was, what's going to happen with the future of the NBA, and everybody was copying and everybody was trying to shoot threes like the Warriors, and now everybody's shooting tons of threes. Like what is the league going to look like in the next 5 years? And he said, man, the example is SGA. He played the way he played. You know what I mean? And I think it's funny. He mentioned OKC about playing bigs. Now he's mentioning SGA.
he's second, right?
Yep.
He doesn't seem to me that he's trying to emulate everyone else in the league. Neither is Jokic. Neither is Giannis. These guys may be the top 3 players in MVP voting, and they are playing their style of basketball. I would suggest that you have to play to your strengths.
When someone that just came out of the front office say, I would suggest, right? I think that's how the message was sent to the owners and the GMs. Listen, this is what we're about to do, because they're not going to all of a sudden instruct the referees to allow more physicality without the owners. The owners is the one who hired the commissioner. So they're not going to make decisions like that and not have some type of meeting with the owners and say, hey, look, this is what we're doing. Even if it's just a Zoom call or email or something like, hey, this is what we're doing. What we're seeing, the trend that we're seeing is negative. We don't like it. And we want to correct. We want to course correct. So this is what we're going to do with y'all permission. So the owners already know, all right, man, we analytics, advanced analytics, 3-point shooting, space and pace, no physicality, that's out. That's a thing of the past. We're going back to physicality and defense and real basketball, and the owners know it. So, Joe Dumars, I would suggest that y'all play the way y'all play to y'all strengths.
You have to play to your strengths to give you the best chance of winning. If you got a great running back, Mo, you might need to give him the ball. If you got great 3-point shooters, I say let them go. If you got a great mid-range player, it would be foolish to try to force him to do something that he's not as good at. And so I'm a big believer in playing to your strengths. What you're good at, man, let's step on the court and do that. Not what we're second or third best at. Why would I take that chance? And so I don't know. I have an appreciation for teams who play to their strengths. I have appreciation for Cleveland putting 2 bigs out there, or Houston playing through Sengun, or Shea mid-ranging you to death. I have a great appreciation for these teams that do that.
Man, he mentioned Shea again. And people wonder why it seemed like Shea never mind. But hey, he's doing something right. And they're going to reward. And this is another thing that they're doing right in OKC. They didn't try to build a super team by begging all these superstars to come join them by the twos. in the threes. Hey, 3 of y'all come on. We go tank. And then we're gonna try to get these number 1 picks, and then we're gonna use this to see if we can get a super. Like, nah, we're not. They didn't do that. They went out and did good business and drafted well and built a team. And Sam Presti has done it twice. He's gotten KD, Westbrook, and Harden, and Jeff Green and Ibaka. Right? He had that on one roster at one point. Now he made a mistake and let Harden go and also let Jeff Green go, man. But if he would have kept them together, Jeff Green was amazing. He was amazing before he had his heart issue. He's still amazing. He's just old now, but Jeff Green was amazing, and he was a power forward. That was new for a power forward to be able, like, he could play the 2 or the 3. That's how good he is. He's a 6'9". He played power forward at Georgetown. And he came into the league with small forward and guard skills, but played power forward. You know what I mean? So, but OKC wasn't ready to win yet, and he was the first to go, and then they got Ibaka. And then of course Harden left, but they messed that situation up, and then he was able to do it again by drafting Chet and by drafting Jalen Williams and all that stuff, and bringing CP3 over at the same time when he brought SGA over. And he mentored him, and then now voila, you got what looked like could be a dynasty going on. All right, very smart. So the league sees that and was like, yeah, we would rather. I mean, because they keep making all these rules and doing all this first apron, second apron. They're trying to daggone tax the fool out of you for going over the salary cap. They're trying to discourage teams from making super teams. They're trying to discourage that. So what best way to, you can either discourage things by deterring it, by punishing teams that do it, but you can also reward the teams that don't do it. It's 2 ways to do that. And I think OKC is getting rewarded for doing things the right way. They're doing things the right way in a lot of ways. And then guess what? Let's go top it all off. How I know what's going to happen. Shea got the MVP, which makes his supermax up in like the upper 300 mils. I can bet you anything that he's not going to take the full supermax. As close as he is to his teammates, he really wants them to stay together. I bet you he might be one of the first superstars to start in the NBA to do things like Tom Brady. And he's going to take less money to keep his team and his roster good. I guarantee you he's going to take less money. And I'm not saying that you should do that, but if one of your priorities is winning, it's probably smart to do that. If one of your priorities is winning, but if your priority is not winning, if that's not one of them, and above that is making the most money you possibly could make, then don't do it. Right, but yeah, hit them. I mean, a dynasty is just basically a team that's going to be very competitive for close, anything between 5 and 10 years. You can call it a dynasty. You can call it San Antonio Spurs a dynasty when they had Tim Duncan and Ginobili and Tony Parker. That's a dynasty, right? And I think this team has the potential to really be competitive for a long time if they stay together and stay healthy, for sure. More from Joe.
It's safe to say, Joe, that there'll be a physical brand of basketball in New Orleans for next year. Will there be competitive conflict? Will there be a little friction?
I sure hope so, B. I sure hope so, B. Like I'm a big believer in this tension. I'm a huge believer in this competitive tension.
There might be a few calls with the office. It might be a few calls where the office said, hey, "What happened last night?"
Yeah, I'll take those calls. Hey, B, I'll take those calls. I'll take those calls. I know the folks who call it. I'll take them.
I love it.
So he asked them. So after you talk about all this physicality and this tension and this competitive tension and all that stuff and how much you love it and and how much the game needs it and all that stuff. And you start talking about all these teams is doing it right. And if you pay attention, they're playing big. This guy's using the mid range. You know, they're playing competitively. They're mucking it up defensively, and they're competing. He's saying all these key words that's letting you know what they're looking for and what they want the league to look like moving forward. That's not the same thing as what we had been saying. So this is what I think is in for the future of the NBA. I think physical defense is here to stay. It's in, right? Look forward to that. I think defense in general is here to stay. Like no more of these teams coming out here and just playing offense and getting rewarded for it. I think players and teams that are one-dimensional on the offensive end, I don't think they're gonna get any help from the referees. I think that they're gonna get done so dirty that it's gonna force them to change how they operate. Players and teams. Sell all your stocking, sell all your Luka stock. Right? Nico was right. Sell all your Luka stock. Because if he's not going to start playing defense, he won't get rewarded. He might not ever make another first team All NBA, especially not with Shea being there. How could he? It's gonna be. I mean, he might have one chance next year while Tatum's down for the year with the Achilles, but the backcourt is gonna be locked down with SGA, possibly Donovan Mitchell, possibly Anthony Edwards, right? Possibly Cade Cunningham, right? Those guards can possibly be first team every time. Then your forwards, Jason Tatum, Giannis. I don't see where Luka's gonna fit in there, right? And then your big man. I mean, there's no competition for Jokic, but you never know. It could be Wemby, right? So that's very interesting. Those guys might not get rewarded with MVPs, first team All NBA, and then if your team is following your lead, and your team is not a defensive team, you might not get rewarded with much playoff success either. All right, so defense in general, physical defense as well. The post game, because if they're allowing physicality, and Minnesota never figured it out, you have to play a different way. The reason why point guards like Derek Harper and all these Mark Jackson would walk the ball up court with their back turned is because they didn't want to turn the ball over and they wanted to take care of the ball. And when you're hand checking and able to put your hands in the cookie jar and all that stuff and play physical, you have to be careful and you have to bring that ball up strategically. They might have to go back from an 8 count backcourt to a 10 second count. Because when they started changing the rules and they wanted more offense, they was like, man, the game is too slow. So we don't even want to give y'all 10 seconds to bring the ball up. We're going to change it to 8 seconds. That'll speed y'all up a little bit. Right? They might have to go back down to 10 seconds because it's going to take some time for us to get on up court with somebody picking me up 94 feet. Right? I got to take care of the ball. So you're going to have to slow down. And then once you get past half court as the point guard, start that offense, that big man going to have to be in the post. I might throw it on the wing, or I might go to the wing myself, backing it down, and then I'm gonna turn and try to get that ball into the post. The reason why, because that was a safe space. That post was safe. There's a bigger guy that if someone's pushing him, he can withstand it. So when he get the ball in the post and there's all that pushing right there, he can withstand that. What Minnesota was trying to do, they was trying to play space and pace basketball against physical defense like it was the 90s, and you can't run full speed and just dribble past all these people when they're allowing them to reach in with their hands and stuff like that, and they in the gaps just reaching every time you go. You ain't gonna be able to do that. Like, he was trying to get all his points by dribble drive to the rim, and he's going between defenders and they're just reaching, and you're dribbling while all these hands are doing this. You gonna have to pass the ball. If you're at the top of the key and you want the ball in the wing, the days of you calling the screen so you can get a screen to get the ball to the wing are gone. You're going to have to pass the ball to the wing against some heavy defense to get it on the wing, and then he's going to have to look in the post. Right? So I think post play is going to come back. Right? The big man is going to come back. The mid-range is going to come back. Smart basketball is going to come back. Here are the things that I think that are on the way out. Offense-only superstars. 3-point jacking. I think that's going to come down. Small ball. Once these teams put 2 7-footers out there, what you gonna do? Small ball is gonna be on the way out, right? So, and triple double basketball. People trying to get triple doubles and getting rewarded for that. I think that's gonna be gone. Phone lines are open, y'all. I want to hear what y'all think. All of those things are on their way out. On their way out for sure. So I said, I hope so. The post game is the reason I love basketball. I want to see it come back. I want to see it come back. Defense win championship. We seeing that. OKC definitely playing some daggone defense. I can tell you that. They definitely playing some defense. Guys like Ant need a mid-range back to the basket game, 100%. If he would have had that, he could have got more offense going, but he continued trying to run full speed at the rim and dribble through the gaps and dribble through all those defensive hands, swiping at the ball, swiping at his arm, and he wanted fouls every time he got touched, a swipe in there, and he wasn't learning that. Hey, look, we as referees, we've been instructed to let that stuff go. Like we're trying to tell you we're not calling it. And here we are in game 3, and you're still asking for it. We're not calling it. We're trying to discourage all that dribbling. We're trying to discourage the high screen and roll action all day long. But you keep asking for it. Meanwhile, the guy that you're supposed to be trying to take his head off on the other side is getting to that mid-range and scoring, and y'all keep trying to get physical with him on his way up in his shot pocket. We're calling that. We're calling that. Super chat from Grand Finale said, didn't casual fans exist when we had physical defense? Sure it did. Sure casual fans. Well, it depends. So that word casual is so cliche in the you know, I it's funny. It's a weird word to use because, and I hate I'm about to say this, but only casuals use that word. Right? So casual to me, honestly, a casual to me is someone who didn't play the game, like at no level, who wasn't good, who don't know enough about the game. That's a casual to me. But casuals that follow basketball now as adults actually think casual mean that if you're not put it this way, let's take YouTube as an example. There's a lot of basketball content on YouTube from people like myself that are just regular people who are not in the league, just regular people that start platforms, right? It's full of people, right? And you can tell the ones who never played. Well, for one, their titties is going to be on the desk most of the time, right? If they get up, you're going to see their belly. There's no way you played. Like you're 25 and you got breasts. There's no way you played. There's no way 7 years ago that them titties wasn't there. You have double D's, sir. Right? People like that are huge in the basketball community on YouTube. And hold on, I'm getting a call. Let me finish. So let me see if I can add this call. But people like that, right? It's a lot of them that's grouped together, right? And let's say they have certain things that are cliche in that group, and it's because once a group of people agree on an idea or agree on a definition or something like that, once a group of people agree on something, it becomes cliche. Then they kind of believe it to be true amongst them. So if I don't know that lingo, I'm going to be a casual to them, right? Because let's say I don't know. One thing that I hate hearing is efficiency. I hate hearing people say, "Oh man, he's inefficient. That's an inefficient shot, and that's inefficient." And they like people just keep throwing that word around: efficiency. Man, I've been around basketball my whole life. I never heard of it. I didn't start hearing efficiency until about 8 years ago, right? When the analytics started getting into the game. You just heard Joe Dumars said, don't nobody care about stats like that. You're trying to win. Who the hell is walking around here wondering am I above 50% or not? And people, that's the knock on Kobe. Like the second best basketball player I ever seen for his career shot it at 45%. And people like Chris Broussard has said, the reason why I can't put Kobe in the conversation with LeBron is because he shot inefficiently. He was a 45% field goal guy for his career. That's why you got Kobe out of the top 10? 45%, really? He got 5 rings. He was winning those rings. He played defense. He was a leader. He was a scorer. And when you score the ball like Kobe do, and your job is to score, you're going to get the best defender. You're going to get double teams. You're going to get triple teams. You're going to get physical play. You better be glad. And for someone who shot mostly jump shots, mid ranges, and stuff like that, to shoot 45% is outstanding. But around that little basketball community, they've caught on to that, and that's their new thing, that efficiency. And they would knock a player like Kobe for efficiency, right? So if I don't agree with that, that makes me a casual. If you don't agree with what we came up with as a basketball NBA community of casuals, right? You got a bunch of casual people just saying nonsense, but it's so many of them that they agree on that nonsense. Anybody on the outside that don't prescribe to that type of basketball talk is a casual. So I could go on one of them platforms right now and talk the way I talk, and they'll be like, "Oh man, you sound like a casual. You got Kobe top 3. Oh, you a casual." Right. So that's what casual mean to people like that. If you don't agree with what's been agreed upon amongst these kids that they got titties that never played basketball, if you don't think like us, right? These people that wore pocket protectors when they was in high school, with glasses with only one earpiece on the frame because a jock broke their glasses, never played sports, titties bigger than the star cheerleaders. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you don't agree with them dudes, then they're going to call you a casual. So I kind of proudly call myself a casual because it's casuals that call people casuals. I wear it. I'm with it. I'm a casual, right? So that word itself is funny. All right, man. Caller, what's up, man? What's your thoughts?
Hey, bro, stop all that, bro. What, nigga, why you, bro? Why you in your feelings like that, bro? What's going on, bro? You good?
How am my feelings?
You good?
How am I
Good,
feeling?
nigga. I hear you over there going on, nigga, bro.
Hey, what's the definition of a casual, man? That it ain't what I said.
I'm saying, you saying in basketball terms?
Yeah, I mean, people say it all the time. So what they mean when they say casual?
I mean, to me, it's like a run of the mill fan that really don't know basketball. I mean, that's going like to me, it's those who like they hear and they recite, like you know what I mean, like shit, like people like that. But you do have some casual like, listen, bro. The reason why efficiency, like I get what you're saying, bro. When you say Kobe job is to score, play defense, and you saying that he scored the ball, he did his job. Well, yeah, but that's cool, bro. A person understand that, like, but having MJ, like that's what I'm saying, bro. Like MJ, he makes it to where you don't have no excuse, bro, for not shoot. MJ had the same job that Kobe had, bro, but he shot over 50, bro. You know what I'm saying?
But this
wasn't a bad shot.
This
wasn't a bad shot taker. Like I mean,
hold on.
Like,
no, they took the same shots. They took the same. They both was bad shot takers. But look, hold on. Here's the thing.
Not really, man.
No, they did. So I'm gonna tell you what's different, right? For the 45% field goal percentage, right? First of all, Michael Jordan, you're right. Michael Jordan shot over 50, and he shot pretty much similar or same shots, and even in the same offense as Kobe did. So, but what that means to me is that just goes to show you how good Michael Jordan was. That don't mean that.
Facts.
Right.
Facts.
Hold on.
Yeah,
so when you're comparing Kobe to Mike, that's something that you would bring up. That is something that hold on. Wait. Let me say this.
No, bro.
Hold on. Let me say this, young. Let me say this.
I don't have no problem with it.
Well, let me say this. Let me say this for the people that's listening.
All right.
You can't use something that Michael Jordan did great and Kobe didn't do as good as Michael Jordan to separate Kobe from LeBron. Like that don't make sense. Like, yeah, that separates Kobe from Mike, but you can't use what Mike do good to help someone else's case and say this is why LeBron is in front of Kobe. No, that's what Chris Broussard said. He said the reason why I don't have Kobe over LeBron is because he shot at 45%. And now you're saying, yeah, but Michael Jordan shot the same shots at 50%. So okay, so that separates Jordan from Kobe, not another player.
I get that, bro. But what I'm telling you is that no, I'm not saying to use Jordan to knock Kobe when it comes to LeBron. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they've seen it done. So what I'm saying is that if you've seen Jordan like that's one thing about that, bro. That's one thing about LeBron and Jordan. That's a similarity, bro. They're both perimeter players, bro. But they shoot over 50%. Like you get what I'm saying?
You
I get what you're saying.
You too smart to try to slide that by me like that. We know Michael Jordan take.
No, I'm not.
Hold on, we know Michael Jordan take mid ranges, and we know LeBron mostly get to the rim.
Bro, he shoot. I'm saying
he gets to the rim for most of his shots. Anything outside the paint, he's actually below Kobe. Like if Kobe's shooting at 45. LeBron shooting at 35.
But big bro, don't nobody divide it into 0 to 3 feet, bro. Wait, I'm saying efficiency.
Well, they should.
Like, efficiency.
They should.
I mean, not really,
well,
bro.
Hold on.
All I really care about is the shots that you take.
That's all I really
care about.
Like Joe Dumars just said, all we care about is the win. I'm not about to say somebody's better than somebody for a field goal percentage. And this dude won more, right? That's number one. Number two, hold on. Number two.
I guarantee you that ain't Chris' only reason, bro.
I'm gonna go with the winner, the defender, the scorer. I'm going with that. But let's talk about efficiency though. Efficiency is just not field goal percentage. And I hate people that say efficiency.
Bro, in basketball, it is, bro.
No, it's not.
In basketball,
no, it's not.
Yes, it is. Bro, yes, it is. Bro, what else is efficiency?
Well, I'm about to tell you, but you doing too much talking, right? You
okay? Go ahead.
All right. So efficiency is first of all, field goal percentage is field goal percentage. I'm not about to. If something got a word for it, I'm gonna use that word, field goal percentage. I'm not using efficiency to describe field goal percentage because it's so much more to efficiency. You could be an
well, bro, that's the basketball word. That ain't me. I didn't come up with that, bro.
And that's my point. You got analytic nerds and casuals creating terminology in basketball, and they never played. You can be efficient in so many different ways, right? Here's how you become an efficient scorer, because there's so much things is going on in the possession. You got 24 seconds to shoot the ball, right? Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Who is more efficient? The guy who has the ball, who got 2 screens set to get him a mismatch. He took about 15 dribbles, and he used about 18 seconds of the shot clock to get his shot, versus a guy who didn't have the ball and just came off 1 screen, caught it, took 1 dribble in the mid-range and pulled up, and he only used 5 seconds, 1 dribble, and 1 screen. Which one was a more efficient play?
Man,
no. Which one?
I don't even know what you asking, bro.
Exactly.
I don't even know what you asking.
And that's my point. That's my point.
Talking about 1 dribble, 2 dribbles.
Yes. Okay. What? Okay. All right.
Efficiency, bro.
Let me. Yes, it does.
Not in basketball.
No, that's efficiency, bro. Doing less work to get the job done.
Bro,
is
that
efficiency.
that is the definition of the word. Yes, I think I agree with you.
And that's what it means in basketball.
No,
okay.
It does not.
What's more?
When somebody say efficient in basketball, bro, ain't nobody talking about, bro, how many dribbles you take, bro.
I am.
Bro, we talking about basketball though, bro.
Yeah, I am. Do you dribble? Do you dribble in basketball?
I'm not talking about me and you, bro.
Do you dribble in basketball?
But big bro, I'm not talking about me and you, bro. I'm talking about in a basketball world, bro. They're not talking about nigga how many dribbles you take.
And that's why I'm a casual, because I'm not in that basketball world. I'm a casual because I'm not in that basketball. I don't use efficiency then. I don't use that definition. I don't use that definition.
But you know they still gonna use it though. So what I'm saying is you don't have to use it, bro. But when I'm saying when they saying efficiency, bro, you know they're talking about how many shots you take, many shots you make, bro.
I don't care. I don't care. That's field goal percentage. That's not efficiency.
Okay, what to say that?
Efficiency of
I'm saying you want me to say it? Or you want them to say
it?
Everybody. I can't change their lingo.
Nerds need to get educated by ball players and not vice versa. Oh, I lost the call. But listen, so of the more efficient scorer, since he didn't answer the question, the more efficient scorer is the one that takes less dribbles, the one that uses less screens, the one that took less time off the shot clock. That's the more efficient player. 1 dribble is more efficient. Hold on. What's more efficient, young? 1 dribble or 5 dribbles?
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me,
bro? Yeah, bro. Why every time I get on line with you, bro, nigga, so shit be with my motherfucking phone,
I don't know. But what's more efficient? Me getting a shot with 1 dribble or me getting a shot with 5 dribbles?
Did the shot go in?
I'm just talking about which one is more efficient. Me creating a shot with 1 dribble or me creating a shot with 5 dribbles?
Man, Don, are you talking to me or are you talking to?
It's just a question.
Because
it's just a question.
No, what I'm saying.
No, you have to answer
me or I'm gonna answer it. I want to know.
But you got to answer
where
it.
Am I answering it from? I'm answering it from me, or am I answering it from like the?
You answering it for you.
Basketball world?
I'm talking to you.
Bro, to me, bro, you gotta tell me if the shot went in or not.
No, that's not efficient. That's field goal percentage. I'm talking about the efficient shot. Which one was more efficient? It don't matter if it went in or not. Which one was more efficient? I got a high percentage shot.
It don't matter if it went in or not.
I got a high percentage shot with 1 dribble, and you got a high percentage shot with 5 dribble. Which one was more efficient?
Like a mistake, like I said, bro. Whichever one went in.
All right. Well, look. Let me. Hold on. Let me get another call in.
Tell me what you think.
No. Let me get another call in that can answer the question, so we can finish this.
My nigga, I just answered the question. I just said, bro, how you want me to answer the question, bro? I just answered it.
It's multiple choice. One.
I just said whichever one went in.
No. That's not one of the choices. The choices are.
The high percentage and high percentage.
The high percentage.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
The high percentage shot I created with 1 dribble, or the high percentage shot I created with 5 dribble. Which one was more efficient?
And you saying we're not factoring in if the shit went in or not?
Young, I'm gonna call you back. I'm about to take another call.
I'm asking you a question, bro.
No, I gave you the option.
Just say yes or no.
No.
Okay, so we're not factoring in. Oh, okay, bro. The one that's you say it again. You say 1 dribble and then what's the other one?
I got a high percentage shot with 1 dribble.
One dribble. Okay, yeah.
And you got
then
a high,
what's the
and
other
you
one?
got a high percentage shot with 5 dribbles. Which one is a more efficient?
This is a crazy ass question. The one with one.
Thank you.
All
right. I got a high percentage shot with 3 seconds. Hold on. I use 3 seconds to get a high percentage shot. You use 18 seconds. Which one is more efficient?
Say it again.
The shot that I created with only using 3 seconds, or the shot that you created?
Bro, that's the same question, bro. I just said the one dribble.
No. Now I'm talking about time. One is dribbles, and one is seconds. Which one? Less seconds or more seconds to get the shot? Which one is more efficient?
And this one too don't care about. It don't matter about, like the last one.
No, it only matters about the time. 1 second or 3 seconds or 15 seconds. Which one is more efficient?
And you said they both good shots.
But they both high percentage shots. Yes.
Bro, I get what. Bro, that faster and more efficient. Okay, the one that's 3 seconds.
Thank you.
Like,
all right, hold on. You use 5 screens to get a high percentage shot. I use 1 screen. Which one is more efficient?
Bro, you think like hey, bro, listen to what I'm telling you, bro. I'm saying the questions that you're asking me, bro. I'm
teaching you what efficiency is in basketball.
Bro, I get what you're saying, bro. I know what the word efficient means. Bro, when I say in basketball, bro, I'm not saying when you use basketball terms, bro. That's not what I'm saying, bro. I'm saying when I say the basketball world, bro, I'm saying the majority. I'm saying, bro, when we hear people talk about efficiency, bro. Okay, tell me this, man. Now, when the last time you heard somebody that covered the sport use efficiency as a means to tell you how many motherfucking dribbles a nigga took? Just answer me that.
They don't. Because
okay, so what we talking about, bro? We're talking about it relative to how they use the term, bro.
No, they're using it wrong. I just did a whole segment explaining to you how many.
Making me squabble. You making me fight for other niggas' terms. I don't care.
I'm about to mute you if I gotta mute you if you go keep talking. Listen to what I'm saying.
Man, this man don't even go ahead, bro.
The reason why I just did that segment with Joe Dumars is because I'm explaining to you that the basketball world is full of people who know nothing about basketball, and they are leading most of the conversations.
So what you gonna do about that, man?
A dude like Nick Wright telling you what efficiency is wrong.
Man, who the fuck you think listen to Nick Wright, my nigga? I'm just asking a question.
People all over YouTube because they repeating the stuff he say.
Okay. So you mean to tell me? So you think Nick Wright like lead like LeBron like people like the fans of LeBron? Nigga, like, are you serious, bro?
All right.
When did Nick Wright come around, bro?
Let's do a little test.
When did Nick Wright come around?
Let's do a little test.
Right.
Hold on. Let's do a little test. If I turn on the TV and listen to First Take, I'm listening to Shannon Sharp lead basketball conversations. That man don't know shit. Hold on. That man don't know shit about basketball. He been playing football for a long time and he couldn't even concentrate on basketball like that. He's a football Hall of Famer. He's concentrated on nothing but football.
Big bro.
Hold on.
Know shit about basketball.
Exactly. Stephen A. don't either.
So who you think be listening to them niggas, bro?
Nick Wright don't either. Rob Parker don't either. Fat Windhorst don't. Hold on. Fat Windhorst don't either. Emmanuel Acho, he got a whole panel of football players. LaShawn McCoy, Acho, and the receiver that played for Green Bay, I forgot his name. And then freaking Joy Taylor. Like, these are the people who are leading the conversations. Hold on. They're leading.
They lead, bro.
They're on TV with a platform with millions of fans. They're leading the conversation, whether you know it or not. Right? So my point is this.
I'm saying, who are they leading? These are people that know basketball. You think listen to them?
Yes. No. I'm not people.
Are you serious?
Not people like me. But how many people you think that are fans of the NBA are people like me? Not a lot.
Bro, I'm nothing like you, bro, and I don't listen to nothing they say.
Okay, well, look, there's a lot of people that do.
Bro, I'm saying when. Okay, tell me this, bro.
There's a lot of people do.
Okay, bro, now give me a little bit, bro. You can say that on both sides, bro. Like you think everybody nigga that's Jordan fans, nigga, or Kobe fans know basketball?
My point is this.
No, I'm saying, bro, when did Nick Wright come along, bro? When did Nick Wright I'm saying 2016? Hell no. Nigga, like 7, 8 years ago?
Probably 10, 15.
Okay, we're gonna give him 10, 2015. Like, okay, before then, before 2015 came along, because that's around the same time that Shannon did started Undisputed with it was 2016 when he started it with Skip. Like, so before that, right? Like before that, I'm saying, what do you think LeBron fans had Braun that nigga before them? Bro, they not leading nothing. Nigga, LeBron been there since 2003, bro. LeBron been having fans on top of fans, nigga for a whole decade plus before that, bro. Nigga, they ain't telling us nothing. Nigga, you ever heard my nigga tell me anything you ever heard, nigga, that I stated, nigga, that come from Nick Wright. Like
a lot.
Nick Wright, bro.
A lot. You just didn't know it.
Like what?
It either came from Shannon Sharp or Nick Wright.
Bro, so where was I at, nigga, between 2003 and 2016?
There was somebody else feeding them narratives out there. Clutch Sports been feeding narratives for a long time.
Bro, you can say the same thing about Skip Bayless, bro. Like Skip Bayless is the dude who got y'all thinking LeBron ain't clutch. But we out here clutch numbers, bro. Y'all gotta bow y'all head, nigga, and play the Mary.
Well, this
like,
ain't this ain't a LeBron conversation. This conversation is
I'm just talking about the narratives, bro.
Yeah, but this conversation started with me telling you simple things in the basketball community which became law.
But I can't change that, bro.
But really is false. And
you can change it. I can't change it though.
It's too many people that believe lies about what basketball is about. I mean, if you really think field goal percentage is the only way to measure efficiency in basketball, you got another thing coming.
Yes.
That's not.
I'm saying no. I'm saying that's the only way they measure it. Like, bro.
And
like
that's wrong.
My nigga.
And that's wrong.
Okay, Well, bro, that's
listen.
that's your opinion.
Any data point that's go tell me Kobe ain't a top 10 player ain't a good data point.
Bro, who say? Bro, I'm saying I don't agree with that. I don't agree that Kobe is not a top 10 player. You ain't never heard me say that.
I think despite a 45% field goal percentage, I think Kobe Bryant was a more efficient scorer than a lot of NBA players. They got better field goal percentage than him. He's a more efficient scorer because he didn't waste dribbles, he didn't waste time, he didn't waste movements. Everything was efficient.
But man, listen, bro. What I'm telling you is that for people to recognize what you're saying and for people to acknowledge what you're saying, then the basketball world is going to have to change up what they mean or how they define. Even when they said efficiency, bro, they're just talking about efficient scoring.
And you bought that. Efficient scoring. Efficient scoring is
bro, why you talking about I bought something, bro?
Efficient scoring is less time, less movement, less wasted dribbles, all of that. That's what efficient scoring is, not your field goal percentage.
Yeah, bro. But you're not understanding what I'm saying. I'm saying, bro, you're gonna have to take that up with the people who define it like that. I don't. About that,
I just define it the correct way. I don't have to change their mind. I let them keep doing it wrong. I let them keep doing it wrong. They can do it wrong. I do it right over here.
But I get field goal percentage. But you talking about Kobe top 10, bro? I mean, bro, those are opinions, bro. If those are people opinion, let them be dumb. They don't know basketball. But I'm saying there's a lot of people on the other side too that don't know basketball. Just like you keep talking about. You just said SGA and such gonna have it the all NBA locked down for point guards and guards. Bro, all NBA is not judged like that, bro. It's the best players. It's positionless. It ain't by position, bro. Like I'm telling you that, bro. But you keep falling by the wayside.
They just started doing that in a recent two or 3 years. People still got to catch on to that because people's brain is still picking it how they previously picked it.
Okay,
I mean, because if you look at the first if you look at the first team now, it was 2 guards, 2 forwards in the center. So yeah, they're saying they're saying it. Hold on. The guidance is that it's positionless, but you don't have to use that guidance on who you vote for. You can still grab your 2 forwards, your 2 guards, and your center.
Yeah, bro. If that's how it map out, yeah, you're right, nigga. If that's how it map out, yeah. If you got Jokic, nigga, I'm saying, of course you're gonna have a center. I'm just saying it doesn't go by the. It's no guards that have it on lock because, like, look, I mean, and we both know, bro. If Luka had met the amount of games, bro, he's gonna be first team, bro.
No, he wouldn't be. He wouldn't be.
Yeah, bro, yes, he would have.
Who's on?
He been first team 5 years in a row.
Who's on the first team that was? Who's on the first team that was gonna come out this year for Luka?
Bro, it ain't no coming out, bro, because he was in there.
Who was gonna come out?
5 years, nigga, he been in. That's what I'm saying.
From the people they picked now,
Donovan, he would have been out of there.
With the number 2 record in the league, they would have been out there, and you think that's right,
bro? But what you mean? To me, all NBA doesn't go. To me, I don't judge all NBA by your team's record. I'm just saying I don't. Yeah,
that's interesting,
bro. Come on, when did we start doing that, bro? Like, listen, bro. If we did that, bro, that's like judging all stars, bro. Like, do you judge all star by team record?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, bro. No, you.
Yes,
bro. Bro, it's all star, bro. It's individual, bro. It ain't about no team, man. Dying.
It is. Everything in basketball is centered around winning.
No, it's not, bro. Not all NBAs, bro.
Every year they pick an all-star. Young, listen, Young. This conversation go in. This conversation go in really quick. If I start talking, right? So listen.
If you start talking what?
And then you start talking. Like we both can't talk at the same time.
Bro, we don't do that shit, bro. I don't do that shit on purpose. We just both be talking.
Okay, all right, relax. Well, this is what I'm gonna say. When you pick all-stars,
I'm chilling.
We'll take this year all-star. Like which teams had multiple all-stars on the all-star team? Like which teams had 2 or more on the all-star?
Like let me know because I don't remember all the all stars. I didn't even watch the
Cleveland had Garland and Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the number 1 team with the number 1 record, right? Mm-hmm. Boston, when they had Tatum and Brown last year, that was number 1, right? Mm-hmm. SGA and OKC, that was the number 1 team in the West. They had 2 all-stars. So the top teams get the benefit of the doubt of getting multiple players. You don't go all the way to the 6th seed and get 2 players off that roster to make 2 all-stars. They grab that from the top, right? And then if you look at the all-star,
you saying players that's not voted in? Are you? That's what you're saying?
It's you get voted in, and then you get votes from the peers and the coaches.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so they don't reward losing teams with multiple all-stars. So if you get an all-star from a losing team, or a team that's like in the 8th seed, but they'll grab that guy, but you ain't about to get 2 of them. So it does go by winning.
Not really, big bro.
They reward
I'm
winning.
saying not. I mean, bro, not really, bro. I'm just saying that you gotta think about what you're saying, bro. It was years that, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. Bro, you don't be remembering shit, bro. It was years that T-Mac, bro, won like 16 games, bro, and was a starter, I think, on the Eastern Conference team.
Fan vote, correct?
Yeah, if you're a star,
right?
Yeah,
fan
if
vote.
You're a starter,
fan vote. Yeah, fan vote.
That's what I asked you. Right?
Irrelevant.
So you talking about
irrelevant?
You talking about
irrelevant? That's not what I'm talking about. Irrelevant.
So you talking about? I'm
talking about when you're choosing a player. Winning is going to be something that's going to be factored in.
Yeah, bro, you got multiple. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, if you got 2 all-stars, nigga, on one team, coming out one team, yes, nigga. Then I think that for certain gonna come from a winning team. Yes, I agree with you. But what I'm saying is that we're talking about we're not talking about multiple. We're just talking about one individual. I don't think individual accolades, bro. Unless you're talking about like MVP, like that's the only thing that I think that your team record like can be the end all be all.
It ain't a lot of things people getting awarded when they leading a losing team, unless there's no other choice. Unless there's no other choice. So I mean,
did Kobe make all NBA the year that he didn't make the playoffs?
I don't remember what year. What year?
The year Shaq left. When he was by himself putting up Herculean yes, bro. Even though he didn't make
once again fan vote.
Nah, bro. All NBA ain't no fan vote, bro.
Oh, I thought you were talking about All Star. All NBA?
No, I'm talking about all NBA. But you know Kobe was all NBA first team them years, bro.
If there was somebody that was better than him that was winning, he probably would have been on second team. They're going to use winning. In fact, they're going to factor it in unless it's overwhelmingly supposed to be this guy. Like you talking about somebody that's a perennial All-Star, a perennial all NBA for years and years. Like they just go with momentum. Like Dame Lillard made All-Star this year. He wasn't an All-Star, but just based on the fact that he's already a perennial All-Star, it was easy to put him in there. Well, it should have been somebody else. But anyway, man, let me move on, man. Thanks for the conversation.
Let me ask you one question, bro. And then I'm gonna get off the phone.
Dude, we're going on
into what you mean.
We're going on 20 minutes. We're going on 20 minutes.
I don't want to talk, bro. I just want you to go deeper into what you was talking about with the favoring the each team or the teams that's doing it the right way. Okay, I'm gonna listen to it on through the chat.
Okay. All right. Hold on. You can stay on while I answer it. So you saying
yeah, I gotta get that, bro.
When I was talking about teams getting rewarded for doing it the right way.
Yeah. What you mean by that?
They just go get the benefit of the doubt in a lot of situations.
So who was the player or last team that you seen? Like, give me like a example of that occurring. Because you always say LeBron got all the favor and all the this and that. Like, right? That's what you always say.
I don't know if I
whistle. Yeah, bro.
I'll probably say that. But no, the last time I seen somebody get the favor all the way to the finals was the Denver Nuggets when Jokic now won it, and the Warriors when Steph won it in 2000. What was it? 22. Yeah, the Warriors.
22.
Yeah,
okay.
Warriors in Denver, 22 and 23.
That's when you seen the league rewarding teams doing it the right way.
Well, I don't know. No. They wouldn't reward them because they did it the right way. They rewarded them for some other reason. No,
that's what I'm asking. I'm asking like what you saying they doing to OKC right now. The last team that you seen that they rewarded for doing it the right way.
I've never seen that. This.
So you've never seen it. This is the first time that you've ever seen it like this occur, and you think that Adam Silver and the NBA is switching up the way they practice or do business in the last 78, 79 years all for Oklahoma City.
And I ain't saying nothing about 78 years. How long?
No, you said they never happened.
How long has the analytic error existed? What, 15 years?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
so how they've been doing it for the last 15 years, they're gonna go back to how they did it before those 15 years. And in order to make sure that everybody gets on board with it.
I'll say last 10. The
right.
last 10.
So yeah. So we listen.
Because it wasn't around when Kobe was here, right? When Kobe wasn't here, it wasn't around. Like,
it was coming in, but it wasn't every team. It was select teams. I know the Bobcats had hired some people that was big on it, and they was convincing Mitch Kupchak to draft that way, based on analytics. I mean, they was all jacked up with the Bobcats, man. But my point, this my point.
Yeah,
we all know that referees get their instruction from the head official on how to call every game, right? The only way you give a team favor, like let's say if you playing really physical defense, right? It's up to the referees whether they go allowed or not. They can call it or they cannot call it. If you get the word from your head official before the game, hey, we're allowing this. I'm giving you this DVD, and that's a foul. That's not a foul, right? I'm going to grade you based on how you accurately deciphered it, and based on what the head official gave them, they're allowing whatever they're allowing OKC to do.
But you saying for both teams, or you just saying for one team?
Well,
are you saying OKC getting more favor?
No, I'm saying that's how they're going to call the game. However, every team is not outfitted the same way. Every team don't have the players that can do what OKC does. So, even though they're calling the game fair, it's still advantage OKC.
It's still advantage in one way because that's how they play.
Exactly. So they're allowing more physicality, which is actually.
I get what you're saying.
Right.
I get what you're saying. You basically saying the way the refs or refereeing the game is going to favor one side or the other. You most likely in this case it's going to be Oklahoma City.
Right. So teams are going to have to start playing the way OKC is playing if they want to survive and win. And they're going to.
You got to have a shade. But you got to have a shade though.
What you got to have? What? A shade?
I'm just talking
about the defensive end.
Or Kobe, or DeMar DeRozan.
But
you got to have
I'm just talking about the defensive end.
Oh, on the defensive end.
Right.
Okay. Because I got you.
Yeah, because that's what Minnesota was complaining about. They hacking. And they getting away with a lot of. Doris Burke was complaining. They get away with a lot of physicality. Blah blah. Like she was complaining about OKC the whole.
Why was she complaining?
Because
she's supposed to be objective.
Because she mad about Jokic not getting MVP.
For real?
Yeah.
I'm saying they mad. They mad about. They thought Jokic should be the MVP over Shea.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, Shea should have won it last year too.
I agree.
I mean, if you ask me, because the nigga play defense, like the nigga a dog, man.
I agree.
Like you got to give nigga a dog, but that's a bit. Go ahead and hand your business. I'm gonna listen to the rest of the show.
All right, no doubt.
All right, bet.
Young Disciple took all the phone call time. Anybody else wanted to call in? Because Young took all that time. I guess I'll take one more. Let me get through these super chats though. Oh, you good, man? Back to Nana. F LeBron for ruining the next generation. We gotta wait another 10 years for at least for real men to be balling in the league. Back to Nana again. Bron gonna end his career hurt on his own flop. Yikes. Mr. Marcus, I love your work. Have you noticed the obvious lack of African American players? NBA is getting like baseball. Interesting. Like who the F are these guys? We don't know them. Sheesh. How they speed the game up, but players are fatter and more out of shape than they ever. Hey, we had Oliver Miller, Vin Baker, Barkley when he was the round mound and rebound. We had some tubbies back in the day too. All right, phone line is open. I'll take one more. LKC ain't nothing to play with. Yeah, I agree. All right, hit him. Go ahead and call in. We'll call in. I got one more topic to get out to do so. And I want to do it before I reach 2 hours. So if you go call in now. Tyson Thomas be funny. Hit him. You calling the wrong number. You got to call the number on screen. Got to call the number on screen. Caller from Indianapolis.
What it do? How you feeling?
What's good, man? Who this?
This is NOOZ from the Let You Know podcast.
Well, what's up, big dog? Shout out to Let You Know podcast, man. What's your thoughts?
Hey, man, I was just listening to you and my man, I forget his name is Young, listening to y'all conversation. I agree with some things, especially when you started talking about certain how they let certain teams play certain ways. And when you was talking about it, it reminded me of you know how you hear people say a team has an identity. Some
Correct.
teams have identities.
Yeah.
And I remember like Kevin Garnett saying some things where like if you do a lot during the season, that builds your identity. So if you're doing certain things that might be considered a foul, but you're doing it consistently all season, when the playoff time comes, the ref aren't going to call it. He was talking about Kevin Durant. Remember Kevin Durant? He used to get in trouble for carrying that crossover where he goes from left to right, but he's like flipping the ball.
Yeah.
And he was saying they kept calling a carry on him. He's like, well, if you keep doing it consistently through the season, the ref ain't gonna call it when it's time to play because you've been doing it all season. So that's a real thing, like you said. I do agree with that. Like you said, a team playing a certain way all season, they consider that their identity, and then when the playoff time comes, they're not calling it. I think the Knicks got kind of that advantage too over the Pacers right now, where they're supposed to be the gritty team. So they're going to get away with a lot of things because that's what they're supposed to look like. And when the Pacers do it, it's not what they're supposed to look like, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's a good point. And that's a good point, man. What's your thoughts on everything else though?
I mean, I really don't want to get into the, because I'm not really a Minnesota or a OKC fan. The way they play, it's kind of boring to me for real. As a basketball fan, I don't appreciate the way they let SGA with I hate the push off altogether, but the way they let him do it every game, no foul called is wild to me. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy, but I just don't like the way they play. It's not entertaining. But I want to talk. Can I say something about Anthony Edwards?
Yeah.
And then at one point they were saying that he's on they're reminiscent of Michael Jordan and everything and going crazy about Michael Jordan.
They meant to say Michael Finley.
Huh?
They meant to say Michael Finley.
Yeah, they should have said Michael Finley, exactly. But I feel like they're giving this kid a lot of excuses because we watched Luka and Kyrie run through OKC last year, and I almost feel like Anthony Edwards' team is getting him to the West. Not necessarily like, because they're going to give him the props for carrying the team, but through those playoffs, he really wasn't the man. It was a team, almost like some Pacer shit. It was like a team effort. It wasn't like he was standing out above the rest. There's certain one game throughout the series where he'll bark on LeBron James, or you know what I mean. But that team is so good that I feel like they're getting him to where he needs to be. He's not taking them over the hump. They're waiting for his lead, and he's waiting for their lead. I almost feel like, and they give us nigga a lot of excuses, and they want him to be the face of the league so bad.
You know what? This is what I think, and I just figured this out because I listened to Gil's Arena and I listened to some other shows and stuff like that, and I couldn't figure out why why it had to be Anthony Edwards. They've been trying to get him to be the face for the last 2 years. And I was like, what is going on? And then it dawned on me. They really are threatened by the amount of superstar foreigners that are in the NBA, and they want an American superstar. If you let them talk long enough, they'll let the cat out of the bag on where their heart is at, and they really want so bad for American guy to be the like LeBron has to hand it to another American. You can't hand it to Jokic or Wemby or SGA or Embiid. They don't want that. So They selected Anthony Edwards because I guess they don't want Tatum. Anthony Edwards is their selection.
To rebuttal that, I don't feel this way, but to rebuttal what you're saying, you're going to hear people say, well, why wouldn't Jason Tatum get it then? What would your answer be to that?
I mean, they did some type of process of elimination. I guess they feel like it couldn't be him for whatever reason. I don't know why.
I don't think it could be him.
They wanted they wanted to be Ant-Man. It can't be Ja. He'll never get it. Can't be Ja. It can't be Booker. They chose Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, I mean Booker's game is boring. He's just a pretty boy Middleton. My opinion on the Jason Tatum reason why he's not obviously people think it's like it's an obvious pick, light skinned dude, good hair, all that, not in trouble, plays for the Celtics, loves Kobe, all that. But I think with Jason Tatum, I've always felt like we really don't know how good he is yet because his team is so good.
I know how good he is.
No, I mean, you can see him shine, but we really haven't seen.
I disagree
because do you know what I mean by him having
I disagree.
Let me say this: LeBron James, when LeBron first came in the league, when he was with Cleveland the first time, you got to see all of his superpower, everything that he could work with, right? But once he went to Miami, he won and his game was more efficient, but he had somebody to lean on, so you didn't really get to see him with his back against the wall and what he would do. I feel like that's the same thing with Tatum. We haven't seen him with his back against the wall with just him, not leaning on Jaylen Brown or Derek White coming through with a crazy game all the time. Or,
that's just an unfair thing to do. It's almost like when people say, Kevin Durant got to get rings without the Warriors. We never seen him do it without Steph. And I'm like, you never seen Steph do it without Clay. Why choose Kevin Durant to say we giving you this new challenge? Yeah, you got 2 rings and you outperform everybody on the floor and won both MVPs in the finals, but you got to do it without Steph. But Steph don't have to do it without Clay. You just go accept. You like, why ain't nobody challenging Steph to leave Golden State system and win without that system?
My answer to that would be because it was through the draft and Clay's not a top tier.
But he still ain't never won without Clay. So it's just as ridiculous. And now I'm not saying that he has to, but what I'm saying is, if you're gonna say Kevin Durant needs to win without Golden State, then so does Steph. Why pick him that he need to win without Golden State? Because if the system is so great, Steve Kerr, Draymond, Clay, Steph, if the system is so great and you want to see if Steph Curry is legit, like you're saying you need to see if KD is legit, then Steph needs to leave that system and win it without it as well. Or stop saying Kevin Durant needs to do it. Either or. Right? So when it comes to Tatum, why does someone need to leave a good team to prove to somebody that they can hoop? Just evaluate what you see on the floor and say, no, he can hoop. The team ain't making him hoop that good. The Boston, I mean, him getting in the gym, putting up all those shots in the summertime and in the off season and doing all that stuff, he can do that anywhere. So you don't need to see somebody with a lesser team to see how good he is. You just need to watch him play to know how good he is. I think that's something that came with debate shows. We didn't used to evaluate players like that. If you can hoop, you can hoop. We're going to say you can ball. The debate shows start saying, oh, nah, he's not this or that. We got to see him do it this way, and we got to see him do it that way. And can he do that? Nah, that ain't how you evaluate players. No scout has went to a high school and said, I'm going to scout both schools, and I'm going to look at both of their point guards to see which one is best for my program. But I'm not going to watch them play. I just need to know all this paper resume stuff. Like, can he do it without this guy? And what's his stats? And nobody care about that. You just go watch the player play, and you make a sound decision and come to a conclusion. Right? If somebody play for Oak Hill with a stat squad, can you tell how good they are? Or do you need to see him go play for some daggone school with they only got a graduating class of 75?
It's not that I need to see it. I know it's like they're talented, but it goes into when because I respectfully I don't think Clay belongs in that category because Clay's a Robin per se.
Well, it should be no problem with Steph getting back to the finals without him. Then I haven't seen it.
I agree.
So if Clay is such a non-factor, Steph shouldn't have got put out last year, this year.
No. I think they haven't found the right role. I think he could do it with another player. It might
let's do this
as well too. I mean, he is on the downhill of his career as well.
Let's do it. Well, we can go to another year. We ain't got to go to his down year. How about this?
Yeah.
How about this right here? Here's Steph Curry, 2010 missed playoffs.
Mm-hmm. How many games did he play that year?
2011 missed the playoffs. 2000.
One of them years.
Hold on. 2012 missed the playoffs. 2013 lost in the second round. 2014 lost in the first round. 2015 This is when they won the championship. 2016, they blew a 3-1 lead in the finals. 2020, missed the playoffs. 2021, missed the playoffs. 2022, they won it that year. 2023, lost in the second round. 2024, missed the playoffs. 2025, lost in the second round. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons that he's missed the playoffs.
Yes. Yep. I'm aware.
All right. Yeah, just so you know. But that's my point. Like, Tatum has never missed the playoffs.
True. But the reason why that is, like I said, I think he's blessed to be on such a good team and a great organization. Like, to me, I think the Celtics, even though they just lost, I think they're one of the best teams I've ever seen from top to bottom constructed. Like,
yeah, they're really good team top to bottom. But playing good basketball makes you a good team.
do they play good basketball though? Do they play good basketball?
Well, they didn't this year.
I mean, what
They
was
shot
the difference between them and
they shot too many threes this year. But last year
I feel like
they
they shot a lot of threes last year too.
It wasn't as bad as this year. Like they utilized the post last year. Porzingis did a lot of post work last year. The ball was moving, it wasn't sticking. They really screwed themselves a year. I watched them play. It was totally different. Totally different.
Like, I was even shocked that even after Tatum got down, I was even shocked at the way they lost to the Knicks, because I was like, they're still better than the Knicks. Like, that's how confident I thought the team was, that they're really that good from top to bottom. But I was wrong about that. For whatever. I mean, let me ask you this: do you think Jalen Brunson belongs in these MVP conversations with Jokic and SGA? Because I feel like the team that he's dragging along is really not really what he's playing with ain't much. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let's see. Because I don't want to do guesswork, so let me put my criteria on the board. Right. Let me take this comment down. Let's put my criteria on the board. If you can see that on the screen. Offensive value. Does he have offensive value for his team?
Of course. Okay.
And now, what did it lead to? What was his team rated offensively?
I don't know, but he's clutch player of the year, and he's getting. I got
that. I got the clutch player of the year part, but offensive, his offensive value, like, because every player that leads his team is going to have offensive value, but I need to know what it led to, right? So when we write evaluations in the military, everything has to have, like, you have to tell me what you did, and you have to tell me what it led to. So if I led 20 sailors. Okay, what did those 20 sailors do that was good for the Navy or good for the ship that you was on? So I led 20 sailors, and those 20 sailors did X amount of work on X amount of equipment, which saved X amount of dollars. You know, like you have to show me what they did that was spectacular. So what his offensive value, what he did for his team, what did it measure out to be? What was the end result? Was his team a top 5 rated offense and in points or assists? Like, he specialized in scoring. So where did his team land in offensive scoring?
I don't think his value is in the team. No, I think his value is just him.
No, that's not what the MVP is, right? It has to.
You're right. That's not what the MVP.
The ends have to justify the means. Right. So I Google it real quick. What was the you can Google it. What was the Knicks rated at offensively? I'll pull it up real quick. NBA 2025 offensive rating. StatMuse. I use StatMuse. The Cavs was number 1. The Celtics was number 2. The Thunder was number 3. The Nuggets was number 4. The Knicks was number 5. Okay, good. It led to something. Top 5. I'm good with that. All right. So that checks out. Yeah, I'm good with that. Yeah, I'm good with top 5. So that checks out. So give him a check for offensive value. Defensive value. What's his defensive value?
Probably not much. He does step in and take a charge, but that's all.
So X for defensive value?
Yes, X. Big X.
All right. And then team success. What was his team's success like as far as their record?
I think they got 50 wins, I think.
Let's see. NBA 2025 standings. The Knicks was number 3 in the East, 51 wins. Give him a check for team success. So he got two checks out of 1. SGA got 3 checks.
True.
All right, and he had more offensive value because he actually got the scoring title, and his team was rated higher offensively than the Knicks. That was number 3, right? All right, so he got more offensive value than Brunson. He got more defensive value, and he had more team success. That's how I do MVP.
Well, let me ask you this: if both players are averaging 30 and both are averaging 5 assists, what is SGA doing different than Jalen Brunson to get a higher?
It led to more team success.
I just think that means that his team is better,
and his team is better, because he's on it.
I disagree. I think it's just like I disagree with the Jason Tatum thing. It's not because he's on the team. His team is built really well.
Sure,
you have Jalen Williams. You have Chet.
Hold on.
You got a guy that plays defense.
The player with the better skill set can easily be built around than someone that puts you in the pigeonhole. Like if you
switch, Jalen Brunson could swap with SGA and do the same thing.
No. You think they gonna win 60? Would they win 68 games?
Possibly not, but I think they could get to the finals.
Like seriously, this team. Like people are trying to say this team is stacked. They play good basketball, like San Antonio did.
Oh no, they're not stacked at all.
When you play when you play a phenomenal brand of. First of all, the brand of basketball that Brunson play is not as bad as Luka's, but is close.
You don't think that him and Luka are kind of forced to play that way?
No, there's no such thing as being forced to play selfish basketball. Have you? Hold on. Have you ever seen Princeton play basketball?
Of course, yeah.
They ain't got no athletes. Do anybody on there play selfish? Like people would say, "Oh man, they don't have all stars and the team is not stacked, so their best player is forced to play horrible brand of basketball." No good coach in his right mind would install hero ball as their offense. It's so many offenses out there that predicates on ball movement, passing. Sacramento ran the Princeton offense with Chris Webber and Divac.
True, but the NBA majority has always been more about one-on-one and space. And
Sacramento had the best offense in the league in the Princeton offense.
No, I'm not saying that there's teams that didn't.
Listen, Sacramento was running the Princeton offense, and Rick Alderman traded White Chocolate Jason Williams for Mike Bibby. Why? Because listen, White Chocolate could have been next the way he played, but Rick Alderman didn't want to. That's bad basketball. You coming down here doing the ball the way you doing it, and always got it, and the play got to be made by you. And then when you don't have the ball, you're not that effective. Nah, get him off my team. Give me a lesser player in Mike Bibby that can play off the ball, and I'm gonna have my big men run the Princeton offense, and they're gonna pass out of the high post. And that offense was potent, number 1 in the league. You do not have to run an offense like that.
But I think Mike Bibby was also a better scorer than Jason Williams. I think Jason Williams was more Tyrese Halliburton, and Mike Bibby was more Jalen Brunson.
Look, the excuses got to stop. There's no such thing as being forced to play bad basketball. Do you think Greg Popovich will let Jalen Brunson play like that for him?
The phone's breaking up. I couldn't make out what you're saying. It was sounding real robotic.
Can you hear me now? Hello, can you hear me now? Hello?
My bad, Femo. I can't make out what you're saying. I might have a bad connection. I might have to hang up early.
Okay.
Chop it up another time.
All right.
All right, bro. I appreciate you.
Yeah. Hey, hold on. Can you hear me now?
Sure.
Yeah, but my point is you don't have to play bad basketball, right? Greg Popovich, Phil Jackson, Eric Spoelstra, the great coaches, they're not gonna let you play like that. I mean, Greg Popovich didn't even let Tim Duncan average 30, 40 points. Like, that's not how they play. But that's not how they coach. So Tim Duncan had to play within a system. You know good and well he ain't about to let no point guard just come out here and just daggone do what Jalen Brunson is doing. He's not forced to play like that. There's no such thing as being forced to play bad basketball. That's an excuse. Michael Jordan thought he had that excuse and played bad basketball by trying to be the point guard and the number one scorer, and they wasn't winning under Doug Collins. They wasn't going nowhere. And then when Phil Jackson came and took the ball out of his hands with the same roster, and all of a sudden, oh man, we found out daggone Scottie Pippen was a daggone all-star. We would have never known that if Michael Jordan would have kept playing that way he was playing. So shout out to Phil Jackson for getting his mind right. Swat said, hit him fat. Mel definitely leaves hearts and comments. That's like his channel and his live streams, you know, about Goat James Kingdom channel. Oh yeah, I don't know. He's talking to me. That's like his channel and his live streams. Mel definitely leaves hearts and comments. That's like his channel and his live streams. You know about Go James Kingdom channel? I don't know. I don't know what he's trying to say. Yeah, but the phone lines is open. Hit them if you want to call back. Taking the ball out of the best decision makers' hands isn't smart. Leads to turnovers. If we're still talking about Brunson, I don't know how. Like Jalen Brunson is a shot chucker. He takes a lot of shots, so I don't know how that makes him the best decision maker. And sure, you can take the ball out of your best decision making hand because this is what Phil Jackson did with Michael Jordan. Took the ball right out of his hand. If you install an offense and the team knows the offense and runs the offense, you don't need the ball in one decision maker's hand their entire game, right? You don't need that, right? The fact that you think everybody think you have to have a point guard that has the ball all the time has never ran an offense that was team oriented, right? Greg Popovich, we'll just go to Phil Jackson, the triangle offense. John Paxson, BJ Armstrong, Craig Hodges, all them point guards they had, they didn't have the ball like that. The triangle offense was the offense for them. You can't make one person your offense and make everybody else just gravitate around them and let them make all the decisions. That's what we call bad basketball. That's what we call bad basketball. All right. Last topic, y'all. There was a episode I did 3 years ago. I interviewed Corey Blunt. I got a childhood friend that went to Cincinnati and played ball, and Corey Blunt was coaching him there. Corey Blunt, of course, forward, played with MJ. Then he left and played with Kobe in LA. And then he coached in Cincinnati, so he was around Ohio when LeBron was coming up. So he had a very unique perspective on all three of those guys. Played with Mike, played with Kobe. Like, he had a very unique perspective. And I asked him about Kobe, and he told me we all knew that he was special. Like, we all knew that. And he said he remembered the players was coming back and telling him, you got to go and watch this new kid that we drafted named Kobe. Because at the summer league, he was tearing shit up, averaging like 30. Right? I don't even think he finished the summer league. He showed out so much, Jerry West just shut him down. I was like, man, hey, just stop. but he was out there averaging 30 plus. And he was like, yeah, they told him he had like 2 straight 30 plus point games, and by the third one, Corey Blunt was like, man, I got to go check this out. Y'all go check out my Corey Blunt interview. It's on the page. Just scroll down to the playlist that say interviews. That Corey Blunt interview was pretty good, but he told me that story about Kobe in Vegas, and then I get to hear Nick Van Exel's side of it. Nick Van Exel, another Cincinnati Bearcat, right? So that played for the Lakers and played with Kobe. So he's on Nightcap with Shannon Sharp and Ocho, and they asked him about Kobe. This is what he said.
What's your favorite Kobe story?
Oh man, favorite Kobe story. Of course, everybody knows we used to play 1-on-1 all the time, and you know Kobe was a big time and one player at that time. You know, and one was hot, and I ain't gonna lie, Kobe had better handlers than me, and so you remember the dunk he did, and we all going crazy on the sideline.
Yeah,
that happened to be a
preseason game, right?
Preseason game in Vegas.
Yeah.
And people don't understand. Like they thinking we celebrating the dunk. No,
Right.
We ain't celebrating the dunk. Dale Harris in the huddle. Kobe, come up, get the ball. We gonna fake screen and whatever. Cool. Players for Kobe. He walk out. He telling everybody. And Kobe used to walk. You know, Kobe was about 8 feet tall, man. The way he walked, because it's he had the swag. You know what I'm saying? The swag is crazy. And he just walking up to everybody. I'm about to dunk on this fool. I'm about to dunk on this fool. I'm about to cross this fool up and dunk on him. Oh, that's why we went crazy, because that man.
That's the one he put behind his back and came up under the rim.
Oh, no, the one when he just crossed him up and came down.
Oh yeah.
And I think Ben Wallace tried to take the charge.
Yeah.
And so we was tripping because 18, 19-year-old literally just told us, I'm about to cross this fool up and dunk on him.
And did it.
So when he did it, our reaction wasn't a dunk. Our reaction was, damn, this little just said what he was about to do.
And did it.
The game and did it. That's why we was tripping. We was like, oh my God. Right.
So that's a little bit more, but I'm stopping it there because first of all, Shannon Sharp didn't even know what highlight he was talking about. And this highlight is iconic, man, because when he did that dunk, first of all, him and Iverson both was rookies the same year. And the crossover that Iverson got Jordan with, and the crossover that he was getting so many people with his rookie season, was just iconic. But we didn't see that crossover till the season started. The crossover that Kobe did, and I think his might have been, was it a left to right or right to left crossover? It might have been a left to right crossover. Top of the key, left to right crossover, and then he went straight down the middle and jumped from the dotted line. And I think Ben Wallace was like draped on his legs, and he just, it was nasty. Right. So Shannon Sharp didn't even know what dunk he was talking about. He kept talking about something else. Like Shannon Sharp, like I told y'all earlier, man, he's a football player, dog. Like, he not gonna be able to regurgitate some of the stuff that was happening in the NBA, because he wasn't sitting down watching it like a hawk like we were, because he was busy working out every day, reading playbook. Like, he was engulfed in a professional football league. Like, he was engulfed in it. They don't sit back and watch and study a lot. Like, you studying football film, you ain't gonna have time to watch a basketball game for you to study it. Like, we were studying that stuff. He didn't even know what he was talking about. And that's an iconic play and an iconic dunk, man. Like, that thing has been all over the place. He didn't know what I was talking about. But anyway, that's that. But Nick Van Exel, they're watching this guy at Summer League. And he said, first of all, this was Kobe at 17. He said Kobe had better handles than he did. And if you seen Nick the quick play, he's probably better than 85% of the point guards in the league now. I really only think that Steph, Kyrie, SGA, maybe De'Aaron Fox. Them might be the only point guards better than Nick the Quick. Dame, when he was Dame, he just not Dame no more, and he tore his Achilles. But maybe Dame. It's probably 5 better than Nick the Quick. That's how good. And his handle was crazy. For him to say Kobe had better handles than him, that's huge. Like that's like this dude was 6'6" and 17. It's crazy.
Nick, did you know practicing with him, he came in as a 17-year-old. Did you see any indication that he was going to turn out to be what he was?
Not as good. It was an indication he was going to be good, but not the greatness. You know what I'm saying? But here's things that I saw in him that when you look back, you can understand, right? So one was he was taking classes at UCLA in the summertime. Summertime, UCLA, we going up there to hoop. You know what I'm saying? So every time I'm walking to the gym, Kobe walking this way. So we crossing paths. He got a backpack on. He drilling his ball. What up, Quick? He gone. I'm talking about it was like clockwork every day. This is how we do it every day. That was one thing. Every day after practice, he got all the power forwards, the 6'9", 6'10", 6'11" guys, and they playing one-on-one with him. But he the only one who can shoot. he the only one who can shoot. So now he working on all the Jordan moves, all the Jordan fadeaways. So they get a point if he miss, he get a point if he make. Every day. Every day. Wow. So I used to have these VHS tapes, right? And they was full of the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jordan, the GOAT. About 8 hours worth, right? The GOAT, Michael Jordan, the GOAT.
I ain't buying into it, Nick. I heard you the first time, but you already know.
So I had about 6 to 8 hours of the VHS, like 2 or 3 of them, right? And I would put them on a plane, and it had boxing on it. It had football. It had just all highlights. It was crazy. And man, one time we getting ready to get off the plane, Kobe, everybody called Kobe Kicko. He called Kicko. Let me get that tape. So I gave him, let him get me 2 tapes. I ain't seen them tapes, man. I still ain't seen them. And Tracy McGrady, Tracy McGrady said that when he came out to LA and stayed with Kobe now, he said all Kobe did was watch Michael Jordan. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, them my tapes. But that was like, we knew he was gonna be good. We knew he was gonna be good. Like we knew that, but the greatness,
historically great.
I tell people, like, Kobe was way more mature than us, and we were 3-4 years in the league before Kobe, but he was way more mature than us. So yeah, man, he worked at being great. It ain't just happened.
Yeah. Look, a lot of people say that. A lot of people say Kobe was mature beyond his years. I mean, he came in out of high school as a 17-year-old. He couldn't even sign his own Adidas contract. He had to get his parents to do it, sign for him. He was that young. So coming in at 17, man, being the youngest person at that time to play an NBA basketball game and be hanging with them dudes, right? And then making All-Star with his second, maybe third year, he made All-Star as a 6th man. That's a phenomenal guy, man. And then I think he won his first championship at age, like, I don't know, maybe 22, something like that, as a number 2 behind Shaq. That's huge. That's huge, man. Like, Pippen as a number 2, I mean, it took him way longer than that to be ready to be able to help Mike. But and then he never reached the heights of a Kobe Bryant, man. So, like, you got to get that dude his props, man. And Nick Van Exel was saying that he was mature than everybody that was in this group, like him, Eddie Jones, and all that. He said, man, we have been in 3-4 years already. This dude came in at 17, more mature than us. You know what I mean? Taking classes at UCLA, and everywhere he walked, he was dribbling his basketball. And then he would see him practicing at UCLA with his own team of guys that he practiced with. this probably was before people was getting these trainers and doing all this bag work and all this stuff. He said he would get all the big men. I want to be able to shoot over 6'11" types. So he getting all the big men to play one-on-one. But they can't never shoot the ball. He was the only person that was allowed to shoot. They score when they stop him or when he misses a shot, they get a point. That's crazy. Like, who would even think of that? Like, hey, come play me. I need a 6'11" guy that's hard for me to shoot over. We go play one-on-one. And if you stop me from scoring, you get a point. But if I score, I get a point. Like, who does that? Who does that, man? So I just think, man, I like to hear the Kobe type stories, man, from different people. Nick Van Exel has been quiet for since he retired. I haven't seen him in a lot of places, and now he's coming out and he's doing podcasts and stuff like that, man. And he's a good voice to have around the league, man. Hopefully he do more more of these type of things and talk, man, because I think you tell good stories, right? So I thought that was a dope Kobe story. I just wanted to share with y'all, man. But I think that's it, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here and let y'all get some sleep, man, so I can get some sleep. Batanana, another super chat said LeBron forces his team to play selfish ball. Mr. Marcus, they build around superstars. Does Stephen, Clay, Jordan, Pippen? You can't just interchange the main guy. It's his team. Yeah, but that's the whole point. I think you're going back to what I was saying when people try to challenge KD to win without the Warriors. That's the point. If you're going to challenge KD to do it, challenge Steph to do it. Right? And you can't say, it's his team, because when KD was there, it was his team. He the one who got them MVPs in the finals. He the one who carried the team. He the one who carried the team in the playoffs. Right? He was the dude they went and got because they couldn't beat the big bag wolf and LeBron and the Cleveland Cavs. Right? So when he got there, it was KD team. Nobody. When KD went and joined them, nobody said Steph was better than KD. I don't think there was a soul on earth that said Steph was better than KD. Not a soul on earth said that. Right? And if KD really wanted to be selfish, he could have had Draymond Green and Clay trade. They was willing to give Kevin Durant anything he wanted to stay there. And that means if Kevin Durant got paid, Clay and Draymond wouldn't have got paid. So they was either take less money or go get their bag somewhere else. But Bob Myers was ready to retool around Steph and KD, and he should have done that. He should have done that. So if you're going to challenge a player, a great player, a top 15 player of all time, if you're going to tell him the 2 rings you won with the Warriors needs to be legitimized by you winning without the Warriors, then you must tell everyone else on the Warriors team that they must win without the Warriors. Otherwise, it don't make sense. That's just like saying, Michael Jordan, you need to win without the triangle and Phil. Like, what do we get off telling a player, I'm not counting that one, you need to win without the Warriors? The Warriors didn't win, they wasn't going to win that without Kevin Durant. Ain't no way in the world that the team that they lost a 3-1 lead. I don't even think after they lost that 3-1 lead, that was the Warriors' last time getting to the finals. What happened to the Warriors in 2022? They got there and got to the finals and got that 1 ring and fell off like a bad bag of dope. That was supposed to happen to them after they lost that 3-1 lead. So basically, it was like Final Destination. Right? You know how you cheat death? Right? You know, on the movie Final Destination, when you were scheduled to die, like your natural death that you were supposed to die, or you was on schedule, but somehow you missed it. Like in Final Destination, everybody was supposed to die, and one person just got a premonition or some type of deja vu that made them leave the area. And then everybody that died, that was supposed to die, died except that one guy. And now death is mad and like, I got to get you back. I'm looking for you. The Warriors' natural death was after that 3-1 lead got blown. That was their final destination. They were supposed to go after that. Just like the Milwaukee Bucks got their one ring, died a natural death. The Denver Nuggets got their one ring, died a natural death. The Golden State Warriors got their one ring. They were able to get back to the finals, but they didn't win. And then they was going to die a natural death. That natural death was Harrison Barnes' contract was up. Not Barbosa. Was it Barbosa? Barbosa contract was up. Vesta Ezeli, Bogut, all these guys were leaving. The team that won 70 games, they lost about 8 players. Some in the starting lineup like Bogut and Barnes. Some 6-man like Barbosa, but also some key players like Vesta Ezeli that was a rim protector, and they also had Brandon Rush. They also had, it was a lot of players that they lost. That natural death was coming. That was their last time getting there. What Kevin Durant did was resurrected them. Kevin Durant was what helped them cheat death. Kevin Durant was what made them cheat their final destination. So they went and got 2 rings, and then Kevin Durant left. And then now death was coming back for them. They got that 1 ring in 2022 and then natural death. So this death that they're dying right now is the death that they were supposed to die of before Kevin Durant joined them. Kevin Durant saved them. But what you're seeing right now after 2022, and they just can't even get back to the daggone finals. This is what was supposed to happen before Kevin Durant joined. Right? This is exactly what was supposed to happen. Right? So, yeah. If you're going to challenge Kevin Durant to go win without the Warriors, challenge Steph to go win without the Warriors. Yep. All right, that's all the super chats. What else y'all got about that? What about LeBron? Bruh, that movie came out when I was young too, and I tell you, when so the first movie, the first Final Destination, I think the first scene was at an airport or something like that. No, I don't know where the first scene was at. I don't think it was an airport. So the name of the movie was Final Destination, right? And I remember probably about a year after that. First of all, the movie scared the hell out of me too, right? And I remember about a year after that is when I joined the Navy. And that was my first time getting on a plane. And I never forget. I was walking up there to get my plane ticket. And the lady at the desk said, "Is Chicago your final destination?" I said, "What?" Like, I'm scared as hell. I'm like, "What?" And I was looking around, like, did anybody else hear that? Like, I'm thinking death talking to me, man. I'm like, what do you mean my final destination? What the fuck you talking about? Final destination? What? And I'm tripping. And somebody had to explain to me that no, they always say that. Like, I didn't know that this was normal lingo at the airport, right? She was like, "Is this is Chicago your last stop?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to boot camp." And she was like, "Okay." Bro, hey, I was on that plane like a crackhead. My eyes was like this the whole flight, man. Everything I heard, I'm looking out the window to make sure the wing's still on the daggone plane, bro. Bro, I'm telling you, I was scared in the mug, man. Man, I was so scared though. Yeah, man, she scared the crap out of me. Final destination. But all right, man, I'm out, y'all. I catch y'all tomorrow, 4 Friday. I catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.